It's the tastiest party of the summer. Tickets available at HighDesertBeerAndWinefest.com. General admission and VIP options available. That's HighDesertBeerAndWinefest.com.
Every 40 seconds a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Somebody's house. How about that? Mason and Ireland are broadcasting live for the 710 Backyard Experience, live from a listener's home as part of our CHLA Children's Hospital Los Angeles Make March Matter campaign. And the man's home we are at, he also owns this fine little business called Fiki Sports, F-I-K-I. Go right now to FikiSports.com, F-I-K-I Sports.com, and get your free special edition ESPN LA Fiki Football. FikiSports.com, F-I-K-I Sports.com. Thank you for your support, and thank you for having Mason and Ireland in your backyard, sucker. Let's do it. Live from somebody's house. This 710 Backyard Experience with Mason and Ireland, your Wednesday afternoon right now.
Wow, this is beautiful. Why can't we do the show like this every day?
I'm in.
We're outdoors. We're in beautiful Thousand
Well, this is
Oaks.
a spectacular backyard. It's got it all.
Pool.
It's gorgeous.
Fantastic. And we're at Richard Crasnick's house. He is the innovator who has come up with Fiki Football. Fiki Sports is his website. We got these little, you've all played this.
Well, we used to fold a piece of paper into a triangle.
He's saving us time.
And then, right. And so he's made these things, and you can. It includes goalposts. And as Chris mentioned, if you go to FikiSports.com, F-I-K-I, right now they'll send you a free ESPN LA Fiki Football, and you can get a Sedano and Cap one. You can get a Mason and Ireland one. You can get a Travis and DeMarco one. And most of all, we appreciate him making a big donation to Children's Hospital.
No question.
When we started this, and Stephanie Alexander, who runs our office, is here, and she was kind of the point person on this, and she killed it. We didn't know if this would work. We said, we're going to do a bunch of auction stuff off for Children's Hospital, and it all worked.
It all worked. All of these items went for
we raised like $50,000 for those guys, and now we're kind of just paying off the experiences. And we'll do this show from here today. You've got a ball game coming up. You and Travis Worthy and I are playing golf with a couple listeners.
I'm taking people to see Cosm in a couple of weeks. I mean, all that kind of stuff.
So we are, and all this stuff's fun for us. So we're glad that we're able to raise some money for Children's Hospital.
Hey, you mean we get to get out of that hermetically
the bubble?
Yeah,
we're out of the bubble.
Exactly. Here we are. We're out with the people. We're out in nature. We're out by a swimming pool. So last night, Dodgers game. First of all, it's a great game. They came back twice.
They always come back.
And
you can't turn them off.
Andy Paz 4 for 4, 2 home runs. Are you coming around on Andy Paz's All-Star campaign?
I think that you have to be practical here. There's going to be a lot of Dodgers voted in.
Yes.
Right now, if the voting ended today, Will Smith in, Freddie Freeman in, Shohei in, and the surprise – Teoscar Hernandez in.
Okay, so here's why Andy Paz is not done. So remember, they've changed the All-Star voting to go from vote for everybody to narrow it to 2 candidates and then have a secondary vote. So right now, Freddie Freeman is first. He will face somebody for the first base job. Tommy Edman is
probably Bryce Harper.
Tommy Edman is second, so he'll face, I don't know who's number 1, but he's going to be in that battle. Mookie Betts second, Max Muncy second, Will Smith first, Shohei Ohtani first. Top 6 of outfielders advance. So Teoscar would advance, and Andy Paz is currently 7th. So he is one spot out of being in the –
And not impossible. With all the Dodger fans all over the world, not impossible he could crack the top
Not
6.
at all. So go Andy Paz. Now, last night, John, we saw it. I personally love the way baseball meters out justice. The game can be very self-regulating. Hockey does it as well. Last night, we saw early in the game, Lou Trevino in the 3rd inning hit Fernando Tatis. Now, in your mind, John, was that deliberate on the part of Lou Trevino?
No. I mean, look at the score of the game. Why would you put a runner on base for no reason?
Agree. You've got a runner at second. Why are you going and you're trailing the game 2-1? Why are you putting another runner on, one that would ultimately score? So I agree with you.
The Padres took it as intentional.
Yes, correct.
And then in honor of doing that, they hit Shohei.
They plunked Shohei Ohtani.
Clearly intentional, and the umpires. And I think this was the one thing I don't agree with what the umpires did was throwing Dave Roberts out. You just let him yell.
Yeah.
But when they hit Shohei, I think all bets are off in my mind because Shohei is a $700 million asset.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm the Dodgers, I cannot let you throw at him.
Right.
And so I would have put one in Manny Machado's butt.
Right.
I just would have said, look, we're not letting you throw at Shohei. You can throw it at anybody else, but you're not throwing it at him.
So once they've issued warnings, that means
anybody who throws at somebody gets thrown out. But if I'm Trevino, I basically and I know they're having issues with inning eaters and pitchers and everything else.
Remember, Trevino is not. It's a bullpen.
It's a bullpen game.
Yeah.
I take the next pitch and just and I hit Machado and then I walk off the mound and I don't say anything.
Just say
I don't argue. I just say, you know what? It's like throwing a ball back that's hitting to the outfield stands. Don't want it.
Yeah.
You guys hit Shohei, you're getting one in the ribs.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, do you think it is – first of all, let's take the Dave part of it. And
he shouldn't have been thrown out because all he was doing was coming out. They say he was arguing.
He was
wanted
arguing,
an explanation.
is what they said. Yeah. So, first of all, here is Dave Roberts. Brian, follow along here with me. Dave Roberts, he was asked if that hit by pitch on Ohtani was intentional. Here's what Dave said.
Absolutely. I mean, this guy, he hasn't come close. And for me, it's like if they feel that's warranted on their side, part of baseball, if that's what they feel, and I give them credit because they hit him in the leg, own it. And we move on. But it's not a misfire. I do feel it was intentional. And again, that's part of baseball, which we all understand.
Now, in the case of own it, what do you, if you're Randy Vasquez, what do you do? Yeah, it's on me. You can't really own it in the true sense of the word without getting ejected or fined.
Well, the
later.
warnings hadn't come yet.
Had not come, exactly.
Yeah. So, but once the warnings were issued, what I'm arguing is if I'm Trevino, who is still in the game for the Dodgers, I just take the ejection.
Right.
I just put,
So here is Dave on talking to the umpires and I guess arguing with the umpires is what they would say, and what really got him upset.
For me, it's, if you're going to do it, own it, and there's no misfire, right? And then I just felt that I didn't feel a warning on both sides was warranted, number one. And so I just wanted to know an explanation. I wanted an explanation on their thought process. I didn't come in hot. I just wanted to know why they issued. And at that point in time, I realized later I got tossed, which I didn't understand or appreciate. And even looking back and to see Mike get the opportunity to talk to umpires after I was tossed and their explanation, and he was filming it. So I think what anyone wants is consistency, right? And so for me is I wanted an explanation, what's going on forward in their decision making, and I got run. And so for me, it's just there was no consistency, and I just wanted feel for the game, and that's what I asked for, and I feel we didn't get it.
It is so weird. Why was Dave ejected and Mike Schultz allowed to have a leisurely conversation with the umpire about the warnings?
This umpire that threw out Dave, they've had problems with before. If you remember,
this is Tripp. His first name is Tripp.
The game in New York against the Mets earlier this year was the weirdest call I've seen all year. They say that Max Muncy, there was a guy tagging up from third, and the Dodgers threw him out. I think Paez threw him out. And So he's out at the plate, and then the third base umpire runs in and says, no, Max Muncy was standing in the way of the runner so he couldn't see. Not obstruction, Mace, in that he blocked the base path. He was standing in the sight line of the runner.
Right.
I've been watching baseball for 40 years. I've never heard of that.
I mean, they called interference. That's exactly who it was, by the way. Trip Gibson, also the guy that called that.
This guy may not like the Dodgers. I don't know.
Right, and it could be. It could be he's got an axe to grind for whatever. I just don't understand. That Dave Roberts is such a good-natured guy. He came out of the dugout in an animated way,
right,
but not in an argumentative way. I just thought that was stupid on the part of the
umpires.
umpires.
And I mean, and there's these officials in every sport. It happened during the Lakers season when they threw Luka out. These refs think that they get their ego up.
Right.
And they think that they're more important than the players in the game, and they're not.
So do you think we'll see somebody get plunked tonight or tomorrow night at Dodger Stadium?
Yes. Now, I could be wrong.
Intentionally,
yeah.
Intentionally
But I think yes. If I'm the captain of the Dodgers, and I don't know who that is, I'm assuming it's Mookie, but I don't know. Or I don't even know if the Dodgers have a captain. I go quietly to the reliever and say, who's ever in the game, say, hey, you need to hit Manny.
So I got
to make this real.
I don't know the answer to this, but are umpires allowed to warn both teams before the game?
I've never seen it done. But
I just want, if you were an umpire, if you were Major League Baseball, and you wanted to make sure we got a good, clean baseball game tonight, don't you think you would immediately go out and warn both sides?
I think you can bring it up when they come out to do the lineup cards.
Right,
like
right.
They come out to and just say, hey, guys, short leash tonight. Anybody hits anybody, we're not warning anybody.
Yeah.
Or, if you hit somebody and we think it's intentional, you're getting thrown out.
Right. So. I'd be just hanging on every single pitch in the series. And by the way, I think I'm going to safely win this bet of the Dodgers being in first place at the end of the 29-game streak of playoff teams. Right.
Well, I think we just said end of the month because the game. But, yeah, you're looking good.
I think we're in good shape. All right, coming up next for you. Richard Crasnick, the guy who has made all of this possible today, is going to join us. He is the winner of our Backyard Live Remote, which we are in Thousand Oaks for right now. Hey, the NBA playoffs, the draft, free agency, offseason, every moment of what the purple and gold got going on this offseason, we got your dose of what's next for the Lakers. Thanks to Pro Bowler, the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah. Tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes. LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at CHLA.org.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time.
Pick me up and never put me down.
Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium beverage drink like our creamy and delicious Thai tea. Waba Grill, keeping it real every day for you.
Everyone knows Earl Hershiser has won numerous awards for his performance on the field. But off the field, he's a great humanitarian, a true friend and partner of mine, and a real bulldog when it comes to business.
Baseball taught me to work hard and respect people. Rotolo Chevrolet does both, and that's why I joined the team.
Rotolo Chevrolet has been Dealer of the Year for 12 straight years. Like Earl, we know something about winning.
I believe they call that a dynasty.
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
Empower
Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Monday afternoon. The Waba Grill lunch hour is on. Why do they grill the order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Their Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins and fresh steamed vegetables. Right now, get a value bowl combo for only $8.99 for a limited time. Waba Grill, it's for you. Just like Mason and Ireland are for you as the Waba Grill lunch hour continues on 710.
We're sitting out in the sun by the pool. Jacuzzie's right over there. There's the putting green. Look at that. Here we are for our 710 Backyard Experience. Thanks to Richard Crasnick, who made a big donation to Children's Hospital, and that was enough to get us here for the afternoon. Richard, thank you so much for having us. You have a beautiful home. Thank you.
Thanks for coming out. Welcome.
Move that microphone right there.
There you go.
Welcome to the 805.
Thanks.
Yeah,
the 805.
How long you lived here?
5 years.
Well, you got a great spot.
Yeah, beautiful.
And, you and I have something in common. You, in the 80s, when the Lakers went to the finals every year, worked for the Lakers. What was that like?
That was a dream come true. I mean, growing up in L.A., and then all of a sudden you're working for the Lakers. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Yeah, you're handing bottles of champagne to Magic Johnson and James Worthy and going from there. And then when did Ficky Sports start?
2000.
Okay, and that's the game we all played as kids when we used to fold up a piece of paper into a triangle. You have simplified it. If you go to Ficky Sports and you buy one of these things, you've got the goalposts, you've got the footballs, you've got some basketballs, and how's it going so far?
25 years later.
Yeah,
still in business. Does really well. It's a great promotional item.
Yep.
Companies use it, put their logo on it all the time, and then the retail market.
So, Richard, what did you do with the Lakers when you were there?
Started as an intern and worked my way up to director of promotions and assistant PR director.
All right, cool. And what was the single most memorable thing that happened at any point during your tenure with the Lakers?
Believe it or not, it's not a Lakers story. It's actually an LA Kings story.
Okay.
So one day, Lon calls me.
Lon Rosen, who's running the Dodgers now.
He was a promotions director at the time. I was an intern, and he said, come down to the forum. We got something to talk to you about. So I go down, and he says, we're going to go down and see Rogie Vachon. I'm like, Rogie?
The goalie for the Kings, longtime goalie for the Kings.
Kings general manager. So I go in, and it's Bob Steiner, PR guy for Jerry Buss.
Sure.
It's John Wolf, who's the GM of the Kings, and Rogie and some other King executives. And they said, hey, we're scouting a player in Eastern Europe. We need someone to go to Europe for 8 months and live and watch this guy.
Really?
And I said, where am I going to live? We can't tell you. Can I tell anybody? No. You can tell your family, but no one else. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is 1981, 82.
Right. Yeah, right.
I said, you're going to drop a little Jewish kid into Eastern Europe, not knowing anybody? And they said, yeah. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, we looked into it, but it was just something I couldn't do it.
Sure.
It wasn't. But that's,
That is an interesting offer. What would you say to that offer? You'd probably do it.
Sign me
up.
I
would have treated it the way you did.
I'd be like, hey, free trip to Europe.
But my Lakers stories, I'll never forget. So ring night, ring ceremony. The players get the rings. Then I collect them all, put them in my office. Then after the game, I go back to the locker room.
Do you remember what year? Was it 85,
This was 88.
87, 88?
This was 88.
88, okay.
So
the year we beat Detroit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, of course, Magic's always the last guy out of the locker room. So I go up to him and I say, here's your ring. And he looks at me, looks me right in the eye and says, we're going to get you one this year. And that's the year they won the back-to-back titles.
Yeah. There you go.
And so I have my ring or rings, and so that was quite a moment.
So over my shoulder here, you've got a lifeguard stand. And it is, I mean, if you're trying to picture this, if you're not on YouTube, it's literally a lifeguard stand. How did it get here? What does it mean? Tell us about it.
So it wasn't actually the family that lived here before me. It was just an arts and crafts room. It was just plain wood, not a lifeguard tower. When I was 5 years old, my mom took me and my brother and sister to the beach, Ocean Park Boulevard. It was Station 26. This is 1965, 66.
Okay.
When I'm in junior high school, we take the Santa Monica Blue Bus, takes us down Ocean Park Boulevard, Station 26. So my junior high school and high school, that's where we hung out. Then when I moved to Santa Monica, I lived in an apartment for 30 years, right up from Station 26. So when I moved here and I saw the arts and crafts studio, I said, that's going to be a lifeguard tower. So
and it's painted
at.
number 26.
Very cool.
Yeah, what a
and
great
if you
idea.
go inside, it's a man cave, I guess you would call it.
Right.
And so it's pretty cool.
I would imagine this backyard is perfect for like watching finals games. Like you've said you've been here for 5 years. I would imagine there have been like this is kind of a perfect setup if you want to have a bunch of people over, right?
You see the TV over the barbecue,
Yeah.
and in the pool. That's no question.
So you showed me some of the stuff in your memorabilia room. One thing, John, you would appreciate. A massage chair.
Oh,
we're
sold on those.
What is a room without a massage chair?
Amen.
Seriously. But you've got all kinds of stuff. One thing that jumped out at me was the Tom Petty collection. So you
big Laker fan, Tom Petty.
So you saw him a couple of different times. Describe how you met Tom Petty and the circumstances.
I did, and ironically, I was listening to you guys when you mentioned, when he was found unresponsive, and so I learned from you that's when that went down. Yeah. So. I was staying at the Hard Rock Hotel. I had a trade show for Ficky in Vegas, and he was playing at the Hard Rock. And I was on the top floor, and I knew he was staying in the room right across the hall. So I just rap on the door. His wife answers, "Can I help you?" "Yeah, I'm a fan. I want to meet Tom." "Come on in." So
Get
walk
out
in.
of here. Really?
Walk in, and
wow.
She says, "Tom, someone wants to meet you." And he walks in from the other room. "Hey, how you doing?" And we talked for a couple seconds, signed an autograph. That was it.
So both Gary Vitti and Joel Myers told me the same type of story, that Petty used to sit courtside at Laker games. He'd just be sitting in his chair waiting for the game to start.
Yeah.
And both Vitti and Joel walked up to him and started talking to him the exact same way. Couldn't have been friendlier.
Yeah.
Did I see there was a Springsteen?
Let me tell you the second.
Oh, tell the second Petty story.
Stalking Tom Petty story.
Yes.
My brother and I saw him in the band in Irvine. We're coming up the 405, and we see 3 tour buses. We go, oh, he's got to be on one of those buses. So we get up to West LA, 2 go towards the valley, 1 goes towards Santa Monica. He lives in Malibu. We follow the bus. Get into Malibu. The bus pulls in a parking lot. There's a limo. Oh, they're going to go from the bus to the limo. I pull up right next to his bus. Now, this is 1990, so a little kinder, gentler time.
Yeah.
And there he is in the window. We go, "Tom, come on down." Comes up to my car, leans in my window. "What's going on, guys?" And stood there for 5 minutes talking.
Wow. Now, Ireland and I are both big Springsteen guys. Tell the Springsteen story.
So when I was working for the Lakers, they had Forum Tennis, which you can get tickets to.
Yeah, that was
easily.
Genie's baby.
Yes,
right.
The LA String.
And so people at MTV said, "Hey, can you get tickets for Connor's Macaron?" I'm like, "How many do you want?" And they said, What can you – yeah. I said, "Okay, what can you do for me?" "Well, Springsteen's playing acoustic over at Warner Brothers lot. You want to go?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in." So
I'm surprised Mitch Kupchak didn't make you take him with you. Mitch was like the world's biggest Springsteen fan.
Okay, so now you want a story. Lakers used to train in Hawaii.
Sure.
So we go over there, and Mitch comes up to him and says, "Here's Dr. Buss's keys to his car. Just hold on to him if he ever needs to go anywhere." Now, he had his limo driver there. They had another car. So I said to myself, I don't want a Lincoln. What do I want a Lincoln for? I'm going to get a Jeep. So I go to rent a car, turn it in, get a Jeep. 4 days later, Mitch says, "Hey, where's Dr. Buss's car?" I said, "Well, I got a Jeep. I don't have his car." Mitch, you've never heard Mitch yell?
Yeah.
Mitch yelled.
That
okay.
Yeah, you never got too high, never got too low. That's when he came out of his comfort zone.
Right. So, fine. I get the car, go up to Dr. Buss. Your car's back in valet. Here are the keys. Handing Dr. Buss the keys. 3 months later, I get a phone call. "Hey, there's a white Lincoln that's missing from Hertz Rent-A-Car. Do you know anything about that?" I said, "Check the valet lot over at the Hilton Hawaiian Village." That's where the car
was. There it was. I saw you've got the same piece of artificial turf from the Super Bowl that I do. You're a Rams fan.
Ramley, yeah, we're members of Ramley.
And you can see Billy McDonald. He lives where
he's one section over.
Sits one section over.
Yeah, so we always, say hello, and then I look across and say, "Is Mace here yet?" "Oh, yeah, Mace is there."
There I am. Yeah, there I am.
I think the Rams are going to have a big year.
I think it's going to be a really good year. How do you feel about the Lakers going into this next season?
who's our big man or big men.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's what we're waiting for.
Yeah, that is what we're waiting for.
I think we're going to get some answers here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
But I saw another picture of Luka the other day, and this guy's like rail thin now.
Good.
He is.
Yeah.
He's leaning out.
We'll see how
ready for the year. All right, I want to make sure we know.
Thanks again for having us.
Yeah,
man,
thank you so much.
Your house is great, and we love your company. And most of all, thank you for your donation.
Yes, and it's Ficky Sports, F-I-K-I Sports.com. Use promo code
ESPN LA.
ESPN LA.
20% discount on all purchases, but you get a free one just by going to the website and choosing.
There you go. That's FickySports.com. Richard, awesome, beautiful home. Thank you for having
Are we free to jump in the pool?
Jump in the pool.
Okay.
Jacuzzi, Morales, sorry. You know,
Yeah,
there it is.
sorry, Morales.
Right?
Sorry,
Okay.
there's a jacuzzi. All right, coming up next for you, we are going to spin the wheel of questions. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN. You know, a lot of people stay silent after an accident. They think, this pain's going to go away, or the insurance company is going to just do the right thing. Insurance company's going to do the right thing. That's a laugh. Jacob and Ronnie's got a different message. Do it for you. Because guess what? The insurance companies, they got lawyers, and they're trained to save money and not to protect you. That's why you got to have Jacob in your corner. He's been doing this for decades, fighting for real people, real results. He'll help you get proper treatment, deal with the paperwork, make sure you don't get taken advantage of. You've only got one shot to handle this the right way. So don't do it for him. Do it for you. Call Jacob today, 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember,
accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
CallJacob.com. Don't forget, a proud partner of the Rams, the Lakers, and LAFC. You can follow him on Instagram and Facebook. Check out the latest billboard messages designed to lift your day. The handle is @call.jacob. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
I don't know anything, but I just think it would make all the sense in the world for next year to be the year that is the final year.
I would like to also acknowledge that I, too, know nothing. However, I'm making a prediction. I say LeBron and Bronny and Bryce all play together for the Lakers. If that's what LeBron wants, that's what LeBron's going to get. But I think that he waits and Bryce plays 1 year at Arizona, jumps to the NBA, because that's what LeBron tells the Lakers he wants him to do.
I don't know what you want me to say.
Do you guys think I'm out of my mind?
I mean, I don't know, Cap. I don't know what to say to you.
What you should say to me is, Cap, God, that's smart. Gosh, you are so smart, man.
I don't know. I haven't slept enough today to really think about this stuff. So
then just roll with it, bro.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, Cap.
Thank you.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
Next Gen is the official AC, heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. And for a limited time, Next Gen is offering $500 off any whole home water purification system. You may not know it, but our water here in SoCal contains pesticides, lead, forever chemicals, chlorine, and more. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN. CSLB number 1011173. Next Gen, here for you now and for years to come.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN.
Pacific Palms Resort, LA's Hilltop Hideaway and #1 work and play resort, provides opportunities for all travelers and locals. Enjoy restful accommodation, dine in the Red Restaurant with an expansive outside patio, or pamper yourself and relax at the spa. Hit the links at one of their 2 championship courses, the Babe and the Ike. Pacific Palms Resort is the perfect choice for a Los Angeles venue for your business meetings, weddings, and big events. Enjoy a beautiful staycation or family holiday at their Hilltop property. Book your stay at LA's #1 work and play resort today at PacificPalmsResort.com.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
We're everyday people doing good in our community. Our kindness runs deep, just like our blood. The same blood we donate to help treat sickle cell disease, which hits Black people the hardest. Good news is, 1 in 3 Black blood donors is a match for someone struggling with sickle cell disease. Stand tall in the eyes of your community. Donate today because our blood saves lives. Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood to make your donation.
And it is the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, here each weekday. You know what it's time for? What is this? It's time for Wheel of Questions. Producer Brian Cohen, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it, Jack.
That's a dumbass question. All right, everything but that one. All right, guys. So the Florida Panthers repeated as Stanley Cup champions, beating the Oilers 5-1 in Game 6 last night. They are the first to go back-to-back since Tampa Bay in 2020 and 2021. Now, my question is, it relates to the Stanley Cup because not even within 12 hours, it already has dents and it already has chips. As you guys know, the cup is passed down. I want to know.
Yeah, each player gets it for a day.
Right. So I want to know if you guys, like a Mandy, right? Let's say for a best host, we pass down that trophy. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
What would be, because I really feel like Cappy would be the one that would be dinging that thing. What would you guys put as a, let's say, like as a punishment for dinging the trophy?
A punishment?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the trophy's filled with dings, which is okay.
Yeah.
But
ours is newer.
Yeah, and they maintain it, too. Like, they pound the dings out of it and shine. There's a keeper of the cup that's with it all the time.
What would you do if you had the cup for a day?
That's a good question. So when the Kings won the Stanley Cup, Tim Leiweke threw a big party, and he invited Lisa and I over in 2012 to his house. And this party was killer. David and Victoria Beckham were there. There were, I mean, anybody who was anybody in L.A., and they had a professional photographer there to take a picture. But Lisa, that's when Lisa had breast cancer, and she had a wig on.
Yep.
And she said, well, we're never showing this picture to anyone. I look terrible. The Kings win the cup 2 years later, and Bernadette called me, Tim's wife, and said, we're going to get Lisa a real picture now.
How cool is
So
that?
we've got, Lisa and I got a picture of us standing with the Stanley Cup at Leiweke's house.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I would do something that would allow all the people in my life to experience it.
Yeah. I would take the cup to Costa Rica with me, and I would take it ziplining. I would just strap that thing, and then they'd send me across the gorge. Woo, 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 woo.
Well, apparently it's ended up in the bottom of pools.
Oh, the bottom of pools. Yeah. People drink out of it. It's all over the place. But that's part of the thing is how cool a day can you have with the
You know that Cappy ended up, like, taking a picture with the Mandy, and it reflected something because he wasn't wearing full clothes. And when he sent the picture, the guys are like, no!
Oh, is
take
that
it
right?
back. Take it back. Yeah, luckily I didn't.
Sounds like Cap.
Brian, if you had the cup for a day, what would you do?
I'd do what all the champs do and drink out of it. You know, pour some beers in there and just waterfall that thing.
Yeah.
They've had little kids, like when Dustin Brown had it, his little kids ate cereal out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
And they got a bunch of pictures of it.
Cool. Laura, any ideas? What would you do?
I would definitely drink out of it. I wouldn't drink beer, but, you know, I'll tequila or something. We'll
Cristal?
No. I can't afford Cristal. But probably, like, do like a jungle
juice.
Like a jungle juice, like, you know, back in your college days, and just reminisce on that. Like every kind of tequila you can think of.
By the way, I guess it was last week before, I said, I'm going to Costa Rica, and I said, I don't think I'm going to do zip lining again, and I don't think I'm going to do whitewater tubing again, because I think it feels a little bit dangerous. And, John, your response was? Do it anyway.
Not doing zip lining?
You said do it anyway, because I was like, I don't know if
you have to.
I would. Why wouldn't you? I'm going zip lining in Idaho next month. Yeah.
Idaho.
I don't know. I decided that I am going to do both things, even though both feel slightly unsafe. I saw somebody
What's the other thing?
Whitewater tubing. I saw somebody wipe out and crack their head during the whitewater tubing.
So wear a helmet. Let's go.
They got some helmets now. But
there you go.
I'm going to go all in on a wild experience. That's what I'm.
We want pictures and videos, man.
Danger is my middle name.
Danger. So.
You're going to tell that story? Do that.
I've told it.
No, tell it again.
I have a friend whose son, his middle name is Danger. His name is Ryan.
Yeah.
But his parents wanted to do something funny.
Yeah.
And when he was born, they gave him the middle name Danger specifically so he could tell girls, Danger is my middle name.
I think that is so
And it's
great.
on his now Ryan's now like 30.
Yeah.
So,
right.
like, you literally can walk up to girls and go, Danger. I swear to God, Danger is my middle name.
His middle name. It's funny you mentioned that because I came across this linebacker from my alma mater, Bowling Green State University. His name is Gideon.
The Harvard of Northeast Ohio?
The Harvard of Northwest
Ohio, okay.
Linebacker Gideon Lamprin has a middle name that I have never heard before. His middle name is ESPN. His name is Gideon ESPN Lamprin.
Well, there are a lot of kids named Espen. They add another letter,
Espen?
like ESPEN.
His is just ESPN.
Yeah.
All capital letters, no spaces.
Because his parents always watch ESPN.
Exactly.
The middle name, like my middle name is Alexander. What a boring middle name.
Yeah, my middle name is
It's a nice
John.
name.
Yeah.
I don't even have one.
You don't have a middle name?
No.
But wait a minute, you have two last names.
Yeah, but that was a mistake on the hospital. So technically, no.
So no middle name?
No, my older sister has one.
Why don't you just make one up?
Yeah, it's
Give
like
yourself
I have
your
a
own middle
boring
name.
first name, Steve. Boring second name, John.
Yeah.
If you have a unique third name, Ashansky, but
yeah,
You do have a unique third name.
yeah, my last name.
That no one knows you by.
Yeah, which nobody knows me by, except Beto likes to say it all the time. Beto's like Mashansky. All right, so John, I'm going to play you a little bit of singing. Tell me who this is. Hit it, Brian.
I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Oh, Lord.
Well, it's not Kobe Turner because he's a better singer
Yes,
than
he is. Try it one more time, Brian. Listen very carefully.
For this moment all my life. Oh, Lord.
He's
It's
definitely
somebody
all
I know.
over
I definitely
those
know who
notes.
this is.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, so it's a big name.
Yeah, big name. Big name. Biggest.
I'm just gonna take a shot. I don't think this is right. I'll guess Gilbert Arenas.
No, it's LeBron.
Oh, is that the new Prime
This is
commercial?
the new Prime
I should've
commercial.
got
This
that.
is him singing in the new Prime
I
commercial.
should have got that.
So damn funny. And he's referencing, of course, the 23 years and all that stuff. You sent a story today about something that LeBron said, and we'll get to the ring culture conversation, which is interesting. But did he tip his hand on when he might retire?
Well, you tell me. So LeBron was asked, do you think you'll play long enough that you've had a chance to play with Bronny? Do you think you'll be around long enough to play with Bryce? And Bryce starts as a freshman at the University of Arizona this fall for the 25-26 season. And if he follows the same path as Bronny, the 26-27 season, he would be in the NBA.
Right, he'd be eligible
and
for
LeBron
next summer's draft.
immediately shot down the idea and called it insane.
So that's not that
That's
long
2 years
from
away.
now.
That would mean, if you want to connect the dots, that would mean this is LeBron's final year in the NBA, year 23.
So tell me this. It says Bryce would be draft eligible in 26.
Right.
So that's a year from now.
Correct.
So LeBron is basically saying, I'm not going to be around for that.
Yeah. Did LeBron tip his hand, even though they said, when are you retiring? He always says, I don't know. I'll know when it's time. And they said, do you think he'll be around long enough to watch Bryce play? He goes, no.
See, I've always thought, I believe that this is probably going to be LeBron's last season coming up. I know a lot of people do. I don't know. What does your gut say?
He's still playing at all NBA
He's still playing.
level.
Yeah, he's second team All NBA.
He makes $50 million a year, and he seems to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Until I see drop-off in his game, I don't know why he would retire. Why do you think he's retiring?
Because he just said he's not going to be around for 2026.
Right. Well, that's when I read that.
But from a player perspective, there's no question he can still play and play at a very, very high level.
Yeah, I think he was second team All NBA.
Second team All NBA. Yeah. The only argument is, do you want to walk out like at a peak? Do you want to walk out when you're at your best? And I always think of Peyton Manning had that one his last Super Bowl was up in Santa Clara.
You went to
Carolina.
that, right?
I was at that game. Peyton Manning was terrible. He was terrible.
But
that
they
day.
won.
But they won.
And he got to go out
and
on
top. He walked away. But do you want to go out at your peak, or do you want to go out as a diminished version of yourself?
It's a good question. I think LeBron's resume cannot be impacted by the way it ends. In other words, like every once in a while, a Hall of Fame player, like people forget this stuff. Patrick Ewing ended his career in Orlando.
Right.
Emmitt Smith ended his career in Arizona. Michael Jordan ended his career in Washington, D.C. Nobody remembers those teams.
Right.
Hakeem Olajuwon ended his career in Toronto.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers that. If your legacy is so great that you're basically set in stone, then I think you can play as long as you want.
Yeah,
I think if LeBron goes out on a bad team or goes out in a year where he only averages 10 points a game, nobody will remember it.
Nobody will remember it, but LeBron will.
Right.
LeBron will be, I get it.
But he still made $50 million.
I'm still not me. Yeah,
Yeah.
For the money, I get it. For the money, I get it. All right. So, Brian, you're going to be important to us today because you are going to be
you're kind of running the show in every way.
Yeah, it's your show, Brian. What do we do next?
Sports graffiti time, baby. Come on.
There you go.
So, Brian, you have to punch up. And you don't have to answer the call. You got to punch them up and tell us who's there, okay?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay,
right.
Cool. We will do that coming up next for you. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN. Laura, what do you got?
Turn your mic
hang
on.
on a second. There
Why
you go.
did it not work? Sorry. Want to play in the ESPN LA second annual listeners game? Visit ESPNLA.com now for your chance to secure a roster spot. Don't miss the chance to play for either Team Travis or Team DeMarco. Visit ESPNLA.com today. Thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Normand.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr. Weekday mornings at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
Last night, I come home yesterday afternoon, and I watching the Dodgers, make myself some lunch, make myself some dinner, but because I'm an adult who knows how to live a normal life, I clean up after myself. Do my dishes, put them in the dishwasher, clean up, wipe down the counters. Everything looks just like when I had it. Then 2 of my 3 children come home. Within a half an hour, it looked like somebody had taken my house like a snow globe and shaken it up with crap everywhere. There's food on the counter. There's dishes in the thing. There's laundry strewn throughout the entire house. And I'm like, thank you.
Strewn.
That's the correct usage.
I believe it is the correct.
Okay.
I just didn't expect you to use it.
I'm an educated man, Andy. We don't mess around at UC Santa Barbara and Arcadia High. We
Abbreviated.
Yeah, we don't get abbreviated there.
Travis and DeMarco tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Don't miss Travis and DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code RADIO to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RADIO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RADIO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Collectors, Front Row Card Show is back at the Pasadena Convention Center on June 21st and 22nd. Biggest show ever. Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards, plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. CGC and JSA will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade, or get them graded. More than 500 tables, thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it. Front Row Card Show, Pasadena Convention Center, Saturday and Sunday, June 21st and 22nd, 11 to 5. For more info, go to frontrowcardshow.com. That's frontrowcardshow.com.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
And it is 1 o'clock in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland. And it's time for Let's Talk About It on Sports Graffiti like we do every day at this time. Sponsored by our friends at BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month of therapy. BetterHealth.com/timeout. Now let's do it. Let's talk about it on Sports Graffiti on Mason and Ireland.
All right, we are live in Thousand Oaks. It is our 710 Backyard Experience with our friend Richard Crasnick, who made a big donation to Children's Hospital to get us out here. Beautiful home, and we really appreciate it. It is time for some Sports Graffiti. So, Brian, this is on you back in the studio. Who do we got?
First up, we got Alec. You're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, guys. Good afternoon. Chiming in on that LeBron and this ring talk. I mean, I'm not a big LeBron hater, but one thing I'll say is, how can he say all this ring talk doesn't matter when on his own show he said the 16 championship is what made him the greatest of all time?
Yeah, I think LeBron is, they got to come out. You do a podcast.
Yes.
You got to come up with things to talk about on the podcast. So I think they were talking about ring culture. My sense of that whole exchange was because he's doing it with Nash.
Yeah.
Who's one of the great guys of all time, and Nash doesn't have a ring, that he made it. He wanted Nash to be comfortable.
Although, I got to be honest, we'll talk about it more, but it can't be just about the ring. It has to be more than just the ring. We do it with quarterbacks, I guess, in the NFL. We do it with some baseball players. But the fact that it all leads to a ring and that's all that matters doesn't really make sense to me.
But can you be considered the all-time greatest in your sport without a ring? I think the answer is no.
Let's see.
You can be among them. You can be
one of. Can you do it in the NFL?
Tom Brady's greatest player ever, and he's got 7 rings.
Right. I'm trying to think. Who's the greatest player to never win a Super Bowl?
Jim Brown never won one, but
Jim
he won
Brown, Barry Sanders. I mean, there are players that walked away and never got a chance to do it.
Right.
But
probably Jim Brown.
But I think basketball, we'll talk a little bit more about this, I do think basketball suffers from just how many rings you got. That's what determines your value as a player.
And Willie Mays got one early in his career, right? In the 50s?
I think he did, yeah.
I think he got one in I think the New York Giants got one in the 50s, but he never won one in San Francisco.
All right, Brian, take it.
Dave, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Good afternoon, fellas.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Dave.
Yeah, welcome to the Ventura County. I used to live out there in Simi Valley from 75 to 92, so it's kind of nice, change of pace. But I wanted to get you guys' opinion on this the new ball. They're saying this new baseball is like a dead ball. It's not the juice ball. The reason why they're saying it's dead because of the stitching. And they're saying we're 11 weeks into the season, and they're saying at this rate the home run percentage is going to drop by 20% if we keep going at this rate. I just wanted to get you guys' opinion on this.
It's going to be down 15 to 20% at the rate they're going. Now, I'll ask you, do you like a dead ball or do you like a juiced ball? I think we lost him.
I mentioned this the other day, but I'll say it again. When they did it, extensive 2-year research project led by Theo Epstein, the one thing that kept coming back was there wasn't enough action on the bases.
Right.
They want the ball to stay in the yard. They want more doubles and triples and less home runs. They want more stolen bases.
Yes.
They want to see action. That was what baseball had become was home runs and strikeouts.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Everybody's swinging for the fence. And now I think the game's more balanced. I don't mind the dead ball. I think there is more action in games. The Dodgers had an inning last night where they batted around and I don't think anybody hit it out of the park.
So do you think they've deliberately done this? Do you think baseball has deliberately said to whoever makes baseballs, wind that not quite as tight or raise those seams a little bit?
I do.
Did they do that on purpose?
Yeah. And I think they made the bases bigger to make it easier to steal. And I think I think they added the pitch clock to speed the game up.
Yep.
I think they spent a lot of money on that research project. What they want is they want the game to move and they want action.
So I predict that the second half of the season, the baseball will be different and there will be home runs.
Well, that's what's happened in the past.
Yeah, that's what's happened.
Yeah.
I think they will bring out the baseball, the juice baseball again because of this conversation. Because we're not seeing as many home runs and people still like home runs. I understand they want more action and all that stuff, but people still love a home run. Brian,
JP, you're on Sports Graffiti.
Hey, very good afternoon, gentlemen. Hypothetical question for both of you. Major league hitter gets a hit in every game of the year, has a batting streak of 162 games, but only gets one hit a night. Goes 1 for 5, or 1 for 6 and beyond in extra innings bats less than 200. Is that an impressive feat?
100% it's an impressive feat. 162-game hitting streak is the most incomparable idea, the most unbelievable concept in the world that somebody would hit in each of 162
I mean,
games.
it's just never happened. The all-time record is DiMaggio, 56.
Yeah.
So 162 would, triple the record.
By the way, Brian Cohen, last night I jumped into the MLB The Streak.
Beat the streak?
Game. Yep, the streak, and I doubled down on Shohei Ohtani. He struck out 4 times. So I am still looking for my first win in the MLB Streak game.
It's tough.
Where are you? Are you starting fresh?
I'm starting fresh, yes.
Yeah, we're all starting fresh today for $5.8 million. I'm playing all year long. Brian, what do you got?
Sean, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, guys, I got a campaign to start work on this strike zone. It's the most difficult call in all of officiating is calling the ball in strike, and they're just off way too much. Machado was called out on strikes the other night, and he ended up getting on base and scoring. It's ridiculous. These calls need to be consistent and not change the outcome of games and seasons. This is my campaign. Let's get it started. Let's bring back all automated balls and strikes. What's your take?
News. I got good news for you. Yeah, you're going to get what you want next season.
Yep.
They're already doing it in the minors, and Rob Manfred even came out and said he expects Questac, which is now installed in every major league ballpark, to be up and running by next year.
Yep.
Next year will be an electronic strike zone. This will be the last time. And he's right. The caller's right. We shouldn't have 10 different strike zones.
And by the way, there's a little box there. We can see when the guy gets it wrong now.
They get
clearly.
it wrong a lot.
And they do. They get it wrong a bunch. So, automated strike
You
zone.
only got to wait one more year. Next year it's coming.
Yeah. Brian.
Ken, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hi, guys. First off, Dodgers scored 8 runs last night and got nothing, 0. Their first 3 batters, which is amazing.
It
Padres
is amazing, yeah.
not only should be an all-star, he may end up being an MVP. But really what I want to call about is I want to read something to you.
Okay.
This comes from the company, which is StatMuse. And they're the ones that
okay,
put
I know
the
that
stats
company,
together
yes.
for baseball. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to read this.
Okay.
Michael Conforto has the worst batting average among starting players this year in the entire Major League Baseball with an average of 175. All baseball, he's got the worst average as a starter. How long can this continue?
Well, if it was up to Mason, it would have been over 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, I pulled the plug on that. You know, the thing they always say is Dave sticks with his guys. And I get it. Like, after Tanner Scott blew up a couple of times, Dave put him right back out there in a critical situation. Andy Pages earlier in the year. People were, and I think I was one of them, saying Andy Pages isn't ready, doesn't look good defensively or at the plate. Dave stuck with him. Now that's what you got. I don't think it's going to happen with Michael Conforto. We'll ask Bergman about this coming up. Bergman, no, not happening with, yeah, it's just not happening. It's not happening. He's terrible with runners in scoring position. He's terrible with nobody in scoring position. He's just terrible. And you've got to move on from him. When I see guys like Ha-Sung Kim not in the lineup, where you could bump Pages to left and play Kim in center, you're leaving that valuable bat on the bench. I just don't understand why Dave keeps putting him out there. Brian.
Harold, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, fellas, look, honestly, I got 2 things to say. One, I'm tired of hearing about LeBron this and LeBron that. God bless him. Secondly, I don't know if you brought this up. Did the girl a couple of nights ago sing the national anthem in Spanish at the ball game?
Yes, she did.
Was that a pushback because the Dodgers haven't stepped up to the plate and defended their Latino fans?
Well, the Dodgers asked her not to sing it in Spanish, and she felt it was important enough that she did it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it was a protest. It was a one-person protest.
I don't think you'll see her singing the national anthem at Dodger games again.
Not true. Dodgers released a statement, said there are no hard feelings, and she'll be invited back.
Oh, okay, good.
They released that statement last night. So I just think at this particular moment in Los Angeles, I understand why somebody would use their voice, literally use their voice in this way at Dodger Stadium. I'm not banging on the Dodgers by any stretch of the imagination, but I think right now we've got friends, neighbors, people we know people we work with who are scared. And she was giving voice to that. So I do understand it, why she did it. And as I said last night, Dodgers released a statement, said she will be invited back.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Let's get one more in here. Let's go to Brian. Brian,
Eddie,
what do you got?
Eddie, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, what do you guys think about the whole incident that happened last night with Caitlin Clark? And I think the WNBA is doing a really bad job to protect her. You know, she got shoved in the back. She was vulnerable. And they didn't even eject the player that did it. So what do you guys think?
Yeah. She was also smacked in the face.
Yeah, it is some of last night, that WNBA game was some of the worst officiating I have ever seen. The refs let that game get completely out of control. And that's what happens. If you don't call fouls and you let teams both be physical, why wouldn't they try and find out where the line is and just start pushing her and beating her up? And next week, I know you're on vacation. Next week, we're efforting to get Christine Brennan on the show. She's literally writing a book about Caitlin
is she
Clark.
really? Oh, I like Christine.
And so we're going to try and get Christine on the show to talk about this. But it is I don't understand the blowback on Caitlin Clark. I'll put it this way. When Tiger Woods came on the golf scene and just started destroying all those guys.
Right.
All those guys came out and said, it's great for golf. It's the rating. It's going to raise the purses. It's going to raise everybody's money.
Yep.
And he was accepted as kind of a conquering hero. For some reason, Caitlin Clark is being beat up and mocked and targeted, and it's stupid.
Yeah, it is.
And the refs need to get it under control.
By the way, when Christine Brennan comes on, Toledo, Ohio.
No kidding?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll mention it to
Toledo.
her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get one more in here, Brian. What do you got?
Robert, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, shout out to the guy who's listening to LA Sports Radio and doesn't want to hear about LeBron. So
Good luck.
I have two things to say.
Okay.
One is about LeBron. The whole ring culture thing, that's just winning culture to me. The whole point is to win, so the whole point is to have rings. Number two, this one goes out to DeMarco Farr. He was talking about the Rams and Eagles and how he wished that the playoff game was played without snow. Well, the Eagles played the Rams twice this year, and if he wants to look up the results, he can do so himself. Go Birds! All
right, go Birds. Well, I think that right now the Rams are the biggest challenger to the Eagles in the NFC.
Well, and the other thing is, I'm surprised DeMarco said
I don't mind. I thought the snow
want
made
games
it
being
memorable.
played in snow. If you're a team like Buffalo or Philadelphia, that's why you play so hard in the regular season, is to get that competitive advantage in the postseason.
Yeah, sure.
So as long as they earn it, the Eagles had a better record than the Rams last year, and so that's why
But they had that thing. They were going to win that game.
Well, I was convinced when Matthew Stafford was driving down the field at the end.
29-28, man.
They missed the PI on Puka Nacua.
Yep.
I thought the Rams were going to come back and steal that.
They were the only team that hung with Philly all year long.
Yeah.
All right, there you have it. There is your Sports Graffiti. Hey, let's talk about it on Sports Graffiti. Is sponsored by BetterHelp. If you are having any problems emotionally, whether it's you're depressed or you've got anxiety or relationship problems, whatever that is, there is no shame, there is no stigma associated with actually finding somebody to talk to, and BetterHelp has got a therapist, one of many therapists standing by right now for you. Go to BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout. Mental health is health. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Looking for all things black and gold? Tap into LAFC Plus, hosted by Dave Denholm and Mario Ruiz.
This is LAFC Plus. He's Mario Ruiz. I'm Dave Denholm.
React to the latest match. Get ready for the upcoming game. Get exclusive interviews. Plus, a look around the rest of the MLS.
This is what LA is about. Not just being in the big games, but also winning.
New episodes of LAFC Plus drop weekly. Available everywhere you get your podcasts and on the ESPN LA app.
Be sure to catch Let's Talk About It on Sports Graffiti, weekday afternoons at 1 p.m. on Mason and Ireland. Sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month of therapy. BetterHelp.com/timeout.
4th of July savings start now at Carden Alleyway Hyundai. Lease a brand new Hyundai Elantra SCL Sport for just $219 a month for 36 months with only $34.99 due at signing. Drive with confidence backed by America's best warranty, 10 years or 100,000 miles, and Hyundai's exclusive owner assurance program. Visit us off the 91 freeway or schedule your test drive now at Carden Alleyway.
Welcome to Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the industry's idea of a healthier tomorrow, where vapes are deemed safer. Never mind, they can contain cancer-causing arsenic and lead. And they're anti-aging, because you're more likely to die younger from a stroke. In Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the deadliest industry can rebrand itself as your friend.
Your words against you. However, Jacob and his team, they'll guide you through the process, get you the compensation you deserve, and you don't have to pay Jacob unless he wins. Nothing out of pocket. Free. Gratis. So if you're injured in an accident, the first name, the first thought, the first call should be Jacob. Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. The consultation is free. That's right. Free. I told you. Gratis. Don't wait. Call Jacob 24 hours a day at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Call him 844-24-JACOB or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah. Tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes.
LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
The High Desert Beer and Wine Festival, Saturday, June 21st at the Palmdale Amphitheater. This ticket Thursday on ESPN LA. We're hooking up listeners with 3 pairs of tickets to the tastiest party of the summer. Craft beers, fine wines, food trucks, and live performances from Eve 6, DJ A1, and more. Tune in Thursday for your cue to call and win. The High Desert Beer and Wine Festival, June 21st, Palmdale Amphitheater. Don't miss it.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
And it is the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, weekdays noon to 3. You're home for real Dodgers talk and super hot takes.
All right, so ready for super hot take?
Oh, that's
super hot.
Super hot take for promo.
Okay. Ready? Ireland?
Yeah, more of the fellas. Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
It's our 710 backyard experience. We're
Islands
live.
has arrived.
Islands
Looks
is
delicious.
boy, we love Islands. We were just there. You missed the show there last week. Such a
I hate to miss Island show because they're the one that gave my
food.
son Jack a job.
I'm eating one of these protein bowls right now. Right now, protein bowls are just $10 at any Islands location.
What you're eating is only $10.
Yeah, $10.
And they're delicious. I had the Mediterranean bowl, the last one, delicious. And by the way, these onion rings, super golden
Can
brown.
I just say, I am so envious of John Ireland. I cannot sit around and eat onion rings all day and not get
So
really
good.
fat. You are
They're so good.
rail thin.
I know. They're
He
great.
plays golf all day, every day.
That's why.
All
And I
day,
don't
every
sleep,
day.
So I'm always losing weight somewhere.
Exactly. So Bergman last night. Blue review.
The blue review. Yeah.
So top of the third inning.
Yep.
Did Trevino deliberately?
And by the way, Greg, on that note, am I overreacting by saying that they should go hit a Padre tonight?
Well, tonight specifically, they should not hit someone because
Why?
they have nobody in the
away?
bullpen. There's nobody available in the bullpen.
True.
They used Kenner Scott 3 days in a row. They used a couple different guys 3 days in a row.
Are they using Emmett Sheehan tonight?
Yeah, they're using Emmett Sheehan, who's not going to go
So
more
about
than 3 or 4.
4 and 2/3 innings, then you plunk Machado. How about that?
You have nobody.
Emmett plunks him out the door.
It's Justin Robleski who's going to be the bulk guy.
Ooh.
And which, that face.
Ooh.
So if he hits Machado and gets kicked out, then you have to go to more guys in the bullpen they don't have that are healthy.
So you expect nothing tonight.
Nothing
Without
tonight.
any question, Dave says they drilled Shohei on purpose. Randy Vasquez. It was actually he busted him inside and then busted
did it
him
again.
more inside and got him.
Yeah, have you seen the picture of Shohei?
Oh my God, Shohei! Did you see the picture
It's
Shohei
so
sent out?
good.
It's amazing.
He posted it
dig that
himself,
up.
too.
Shohei must have his own photographer there.
Well,
It's
his
not
social.
John Suh, the Dodger photographer?
I don't. Greg, do you know? It was tweeted out by Shohei. It is him getting hit.
Right. I think it may be John Suhu, but it's.
He's a great guy.
It's a crazy cool picture. Crazy cool picture.
John
his own
Suh
social media.
once destroyed me in pickup basketball at Vero Beach.
Oh, there you
20
go.
years ago.
Reese, do you have that picture? If you get that picture, bring it over here.
And Andy Pages last night, terrific, 4 for 4, 2 home runs. I've been sort of leading a let's get Andy to the All-Star game campaign. Bergman, do you give him a shot of make? Yeah, that's a crazy cool
Wow,
picture.
that's probably John.
Yeah,
it was. It is
amazing.
John Suh.
It is
yeah.
John Suh. Well,
Yeah.
unbelievable picture. Do you think Andy Pages can get to the All-Star game?
I think he should get to the All-Star
too.
game.
But I think he's going to be left out for political reasons. And let me explain why.
Sure.
All right. I think Will Smith gets voted in. You agree?
Yes.
Freddie Freeman gets voted in.
Yes.
You agree?
He's number one, yeah.
Okay. Shohei obviously gets voted in. Teoscar has a chance to get voted in.
He does.
The history of baseball would indicate. Think about Cal Ripken. Think about Tony Gwynn.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that Clayton Kershaw is going to be ceremoniously put on the All-Star team this year because we're almost positive this is his last year. I think if you
It's
take
an interesting idea.
It
I don't
is.
know if
that's what they've done. I'm just going with it in the past. So, Greg, if that's true, you would have Teo. You would and Mookie might make it too.
He's second in voting
okay,
right now. Yeah.
but you would have and Edmund's second.
Yeah.
So
Edmund's
you would
second,
have
Muncy's
Teo,
second.
Freddie, Will Smith. You would have Shohei. Yeah, I just at some point you got to put a cap on how many Dodgers are going. And I think the thing with Pages is he's got another 20 years to make it.
So the argument basically, though, that I have is that you don't put Teo in. He had a great first.
He might get voted in.
Right. I know. I would stop voting for Teo, start voting for Pages.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
Or
Teo,
not.
Teo's been good.
Or not, because we go to this phase 2.
Yeah.
Right?
So if you got to get him in the top 6, but
right, and Andy Pages is 7th. All we got to do is get him into the top 6 and then vote like hell.
Sure, but if you look at it, Corbin Carroll is going to get in.
Sure,
PCA is going to get
as
in.
Picks,
and Ronald Acuna, I don't think should get in. He's going to be your ceremonial type pick.
Is he leading?
He's right in the middle of all that
come on,
too.
He's only played 2 weeks.
Exactly, so he's barely played, but his
Where's
name is Ronald Acuna.
Where is the game?
It's in Atlanta.
Oh,
so he's going to get in.
They're going to be brave.
So
there, for sure.
But Pages, what he's done defensively has completely turned himself around. Offensively, completely turned himself around.
He was a mess defensively to start the year and at the plate.
Yeah, and he's one of the best so over the last 30 days. He's one of the top 3 hitters on the Dodgers, which is kind of crazy to say just in general. He has been fantastic, and he went 4 for 4 again, 2 home runs. Everything he does, offensively and defensively, deserves to be on the All-Star.
And why do teams run on him? I mean, he's thrown out like the last 5 people that have tried to run on him.
Just don't trust it. His arm has always been a cannon, and that's why Dave was very much like, okay, we're going to let you stay out there a little bit, even though you're going through these troubles. But he figured it out. He's stealing home run balls. He's throwing guys out. He's making great plays. A little rough one that he had last night. That gave him a double,
occasionally he takes a wrong track.
Which is fine, but he has been nothing but fantastic.
Yeah,
he's not like Michael Conforto, who's a joke.
You know, I have this bet with Travis that if the Dodgers win the World Series again, I have to do Travis's show and then come like I basically have to work a 6-hour shift.
Right.
And vice versa. If any other team wins, then Travis has to do it for me. I have less confidence that I'm going to win that bet today more than ever. The Dodgers just have that look. And what's convinced me is the last 2 series, the Giants series and the Padres series, because, Greg, even when they get down, you can't turn the game off.
No.
They always seem to come back.
What is that?
something.
Yeah.
We may get some news today.
We may get some news today. What does it? Does it have to do with?
Yeah.
Well, if it breaks,
it'll be one of the.
It'll be the biggest story of 2025.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. If it breaks.
Do I know what it is?
We are being told it will break today.
Okay.
But that's all we can say. If it breaks.
That's, by the way, a monster tease.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that is quite the monster tease.
If that
you
breaks,
cannot turn the show off today.
Yeah. If that breaks, holy hell!
If you're listening right now,
turn off
do
the
not
station
ever.
today.
No, absolutely not. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll get to that whenever that comes out.
Yes, we will. We will tackle that when it gets here.
Wow.
But let's go. Jeez. I mean,
okay,
can't talk about it.
We can't talk about it.
We'll talk about it in the break.
Okay, so
let's go talk about it in the pool.
Will anybody get plunked tonight?
So no one's going to plunk. But I want to go to Conforto because we're talking about Conforto.
Yeah, he's been so good.
So what it's doing is blocking Haesung Kim.
Yes.
And it's not just that he's blocking Kim not to play. You don't know what you're getting out of Kim right now.
Right.
You don't know.
Wait a minute. Conforto is playing what position? Left field most.
It doesn't matter because
does Haesung Kim play left?
No, he doesn't. Play center or he can.
Center.
Or
yes.
just move
so
people around.
it's Edmund and Kim that are interchangeable between center field and second base. But if Conforto is playing, Edmund has to play, Pages has to play, Teo has to play. That stops Kim from playing. If Conforto is out, you can put Kim or Edmund in center, and then the other one at second base. As long as Conforto is playing, Kim cannot play.
So, and we want Kim on the field.
Yes.
Kim does so many different things. And, by the way, we also haven't had a real sample of what he's capable of. We don't know what the ceiling is yet.
All we know is that when he plays twice a week, that he can hit 400, he can steal bases, he's really fast, he can get on base from that 9 spot. That's all we know so far. Yeah, more Kim. But let's see if he can hit lefties. Let's see if he can hit velocity, because that's why he didn't play against Dylan Cease with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball that he throws.
Yeah.
Let's see, and also with Vasquez throwing 100 miles an hour, don't put Kim in because you don't think he can hit velocity. Let's see if he can do those things, because if he can, then he's going to be more important in the postseason.
Okay, so Emmett Sheehan tonight, I watched an interview with him last night on the Sportsnet LA. He's a big boy now.
He is a big boy.
He
throws 100.
Yeah, he throws 100. He's high 90s, triple digits, and he's body is different than it was 2 years ago here when he was pitching. He is bulked up.
Yeah, he has, and I'm really excited for him to pitch tonight because he has been off of TJ. But at the same time, he's going to be a little wild, and that's not conducive to a Padres team that does not swing at anything and does not strike out very much. But if he can stay within that strike zone, then maybe he can do well. But he's only going to go 3, maybe 4 innings.
Yeah.
Probably 65 pitches, I would think, somewhere around there.
Yeah, super disappointed, by the way, that you did not wear a bathing suit today. What were you thinking?
So I brought.
You failed.
Did we all wear our suits?
You failed.
Come on.
I had the bathing suit, and when I walked at the door, I left it on.
Oh, wow.
The table
I even brought a towel.
I did too. I ran to my car and grabbed one.
By the way, look at this towel.
Who gave you that?
My brother Travis got me 2 towels that say Mace in
That's a nice
Why not Juan and Mace?
In USC colors.
That would have gone, this towel would have gone perfect with our Dumb and Dumber outfit.
Oh, it sure would have.
Yeah.
Did you see the guys that were wearing the Dumb and
They
Dumber?
stole our idea.
Yeah, they stole our idea. What was that? At the NBA
finals in Indiana. They were sitting right at the table.
Those 2 Dumb and Dumber guys.
You did it first.
Yeah, we did it first.
Hey, do you want to do a putting challenge, Maryland?
Do what?
I'm a little stunned by this story that might break. I'm like,
I know.
I'm trying to stay away from it.
Yeah, I'm trying to take my mind off.
Parker's all over it, and he's like, "Do I need anything?"
Yeah. I'm trying to take my mind off.
We will let.
I will call you in the break.
Stand by.
Parker.
Trust me on this. Do not turn the radio station off today.
Yes.
Because if this breaks, and we're expecting it to in the next few hours,
oh my God,
it won't only be the biggest story of 2025.
Yep.
It might be the biggest story of the century in Los Angeles.
So many things change.
That's not much of a tease, is it?
Coming up,
the biggest story of the
hyperbole or
no? No, you're 100% right in everything you're saying.
Yeah. So we got that coming up for you, we think, at some point this afternoon. I want to let you know ESPN LA 710 and Children's Dental Fun Zone are presenting the T-Ball Tee-Off, part of ESPN LA's 4th annual All-Star Friday Night, happening July the 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex. Kids ages 7 to 12 can swing big, be part of the All-Star action. Sign up now at ESPNLA.com. Click on the T-Ball Tee-Off card. Find your sign-up in your designated age group. Children's Dental Fun Zone, sparkling smiles, and happy kids. This is our 710 Backyard Experience. We're in Thousand Oaks by a swimming pool at Richard Crasnick's house. And again, something could happen. Don't go anywhere. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
ESPN LA is black and gold. Follow LAFC on the quest for trophies all season long. Every match, every pass, every goal.
Oh, Olivier! He drops to his knees and implores the heavens.
The home of LAFC is 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're ready to upgrade your driving experience, you gotta go and check out what's happening at Cadillac and their incredible new lineup of state-of-the-art EVs, sedans, and SUVs. And hey, look, there's no better place to experience the luxury of Cadillac than at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out Cadillac of Beverly Hills and their beautiful showroom at 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And check them out on the web at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
All right, listen up. Whether you're out for a walk, hitting the gym, or just tackling your day, in this LA heat, chafing is no joke. Take my word for it. That's why you need Highlands Chafing Relief. This stuff is a game changer. Goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, and stays put even through sweat and water. No greasy mess, just all-day protection. If you've already got some chafing, Highlands soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. Don't let chafing slow you down. Grab Highlands Chafing Relief at Walmart or Target right now.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last two, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all of that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Harry Douglas here. When you're on a business trip, you know what goes completely off the rails? Your workout routine, folks. Especially when you book a hotel that doesn't have a gym. Then you have to squeeze in between the desk and your bed, eke out 2 push-ups, and call it a day. If you just stay at La Quinta by Wyndham, you'll discover there's a fully equipped fitness center at every location. Now you can wake up and do some weightlifting to prepare you to carry your team on your back all day long. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Book direct at LQ.com.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Wednesday afternoon. We are broadcasting live from somebody's house today as part of our Children's Hospital Los Angeles Make March Matter campaign. We did it earlier this year. The gentleman that owns FikiSports.com, F-I-K-I Sports.com. Go there right now for your free special edition ESPN LA Fiki Football, FikiSports.com, F-I-K-I Sports.com. The 710 Backyard Experience rolls on with Mason and Ireland live right now on 710 ESPN, on the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Sunshine. Standing by in Richard Crasnick's backyard in Thousand Oaks. It's our 710 Backyard Experience. Don't forget, Richard is the founder, the innovator, the inventor of Fiki Sports. That's F-I-K-I, Fiki Sports, F-I-K-I Sports.
Attempting a Sedano and cap kick right now.
There you go.
I made it about halfway.
Halfway.
Yeah, I need work.
Better than mine.
If you would like to, you can order at FikiSports.com and use promo code ESPNLA, and Richard's going to send something free to you along with all kinds of other stuff. You get 10% off. All right, so there's a story bubbling around out there that we have heard of and we cannot verify.
It's about to break, we are told.
We are told.
So I would stay tuned. We can't say anything until it does break, but it's going to break we think today.
Yeah. So
and it's massive.
Let's do something here.
All right. Can we do the bachelorette party
yes,
thing?
Let's do the bridesmaid.
Okay,
contract.
the bridesmaid thing. All right. So, Brian, you have this sound, right?
Yeah, we got it.
All right. So, this was kind of bubbling around on TikTok. And I don't do a lot of stuff at TikTok.
Look at Ireland on the TikTok.
Lisa found this. She found it before I did. And basically, these two people that do a podcast were saying that there is such thing. I didn't even know these things existed, but there are such things as bridesmaid contracts.
Contracts, yes.
Now, Laura, have you ever heard of a bridesmaid's contract?
Not until you sent that story.
Okay.
It was wild.
So,
there are certain requirements on the part of this particular
seems to me
bride.
you're going to think that this is a joke, but we went down the rabbit hole and we're told this is not a joke.
Yes.
It comes from a podcast called The Vendor Table.
Okay.
And you're going to hear the two hosts, it's a guy and a girl, discussing this bridesmaid contract that this woman who's about to get married gave to all of her bridesmaids. We're going to play, this went on for more than 3 minutes. We're going to play 1 minute of this. And by the way,
you'll be as sick of her as we are.
Yeah, after 1 minute, you would be out.
Yep.
And then we'll tell you some of the other stuff they added. But here is them discussing a bridesmaid's contract.
So this is in the contract, right? Attendance mandatory for all pre-wedding events, including dress fittings, bachelorette party, bridal shower, and any spontaneous gatherings. Miss one, you're out. Weight management.
This one.
Must fit into the dress. No alterations allowed. Diet accordingly. No weight gain or loss that would require dress alterations.
I'm going to stop you right there. This is the most unhinged thing I've ever seen in my life. Diet accordingly? Ma'am, get fucked.
Groom proximity. No flirting, jokes, or standing too close to the groom. Do not stand within 3 feet of the groom at any time. No exceptions. Violators will face immediate expulsion from the bridal party.
So you can't, hug your friend?
Like, these girls probably know this dude. They're friends with you. That means they're friends with him.
What if it's like his sister? Financial commitment. You're expected to contribute a minimum of $2,000 on attire, events, travel, and gifts. No discussions or negotiation.
All right, and again, this goes on for another 2 minutes. Laura, if one of your friends, you're talking about going to your friend's wedding over in Paris. Mm-hmm. If one of your friends hit you with a bridesmaid's contract that had that stuff in it, how do you handle it?
I was going to curse. I was going to say, bleep, hell no, I'm not going to be in your party. First of all, the whole point of being in somebody's party, I mean, never been married, right? But it's to, enjoy, and it just kind of, it's an intimate thing, you guys. Why have weight requirements?
Weight requirements.
That's wild. $2,000? A lot of people can't pay their rent right now, and you're asking them to spend $2,000. My thing is, I would probably do it if it was, my sister, but then I would, sit her on the side and be like, you're bat-ish crazy. You need to...
Yeah, this is out of control. And I understand when I'm not a married guy. Been to lots of weddings. They all seem real cool. But this list of requirements, the one I love too is you're expected to be at every event, no missing, and that includes spontaneous events. In other words, hey, we're all getting together tonight. You want to come over? If you don't go over, you're out of the wedding party.
You know what's funny? If you, let's say, you didn't want to make her feel bad and you didn't want to say no or whatever, right? There's so many requirements that I would purposely miss one or do something to get myself kicked out.
Right.
Where it's well, I tried being a part of your whatever party, but you know what? I just couldn't do it.
Have you ever been in a wedding?
No.
No. Ireland, have you been in a wedding?
Many.
Yeah, I've been in several.
Now, I do. Even for example, when you're younger, the 15s, right? The quinceañeras, they have the chambelanes and the damas. So I remember I had friends that were oh, be in my court or whatever. And even that was stressful. The dress and all the planning and the dancing and all these things.
Laura, when I got married, I had 4 guys in my wedding. Mm-hmm. And Lisa wanted us to we got married at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So we had to wear these, for lack of a better term, really fancy tuxes. They're called morning tuxes. They have tails. The whole big.
Wow. Oh, the thing.
Yeah, and these guys had to pay for that. So what I gave them for groomsmen gifts was I gave them all money clips, and I put $100 in each one.
That's so.
Because I felt bad that they had to fork over for however much those things cost.
Yeah.
And I went to, if somebody came at me with a list like that bridesmaid did, I'm giving them if it's any other day. I'm out.
For sure.
It's too much. I mean, again, the whole part, I'm not married. We've talked about it, whatever. And, we want something small and nothing crazy because, A, we want our family to enjoy it.
Right.
The whole point is to celebrate us. And it's just we want something super casual. I'm like, if the money's there where we can make something more luxurious, then it's going to be on us. It's not going to be on anybody to spend their dime to celebrate us. That's just dumb.
So I was in David Singer's wedding, and I was working in New York at that point, and I had gotten so fat in New York. So fat. So right now I weigh 195. I weighed 235 when I was in Dave Singer's wedding. And I am telling you, that tuxedo, I was like a
sausage.
Like a
casing?
sausage. I was stuffed into that tuxedo. So I hate those pictures. But weddings are totally fun. I understand they're mostly for the bride, as you say, John. This particular bride, don't they have a term, bridezilla?
Bridezilla.
Is she not a bridezilla for these rules?
I think she's over the bridezilla top notch.
Over the top?
Yeah, I've never heard of this. When you sent the story, John, I honestly thought it was a joke. And I said, this has to be something made up. And I'm like, oh, it's real. That's wild to me.
Yeah, I guess some women get or you're out of the bridal party. I would try and get thrown out of the bridal party. And on the first day. All right, Mace, I'm going to show you a tweet that we got from one of our listeners, and you tell me if this means Pepe won the bet with Michael.
Okay.
The Lakers gave these shirts out on opening night 3 years ago, 2021, 4 years ago. And it says 18,997 strong. Provided by the Lakers. Dan Malillo sent it to us. Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
And he says $100 to Pepe. I think he's right.
Pay up, Michael Thompson. Pay up. All right, there's a story bubbling around out there the moment it breaks. If it breaks, we will make sure you get it as quickly as possible. Don't dare turn off the radio because it is
it's massive.
It is massive. And we'll do some What's Up Fool coming up next.
I think I can safely say that this particular story I cannot overhype.
No.
There would be no way I could, if this breaks today, there would be no way I could overstate the importance or the significance of it if it breaks.
Boy,
that's
can you
how big
imagine
it
if we
is.
get to the end of the show and it still hasn't broken?
Well, maybe Sedano and Cap will have it.
Sedano and Cap will have it, exactly.
It's going to break, I think it's going to break in the next 24 hours.
Sounds like it.
I'm hoping it's breaking in the next 2 hours.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, hey, What's Up, Fools coming up next. In the meantime, this is an ad sponsored by BetterHelp. Guys today face immense pressure to perform, to provide, to keep it all together. And 6 million men in the U.S. suffer from depression every year. Oftentimes, it's undiagnosed. So, listen, people, I've been there. I've been depressed, couldn't get out of bed. I've been anxious, had trouble doing anything. If you are having any problems, any real struggle, BetterHelp has got 35,000 therapists right now. It is the world's largest online therapy platform, and the strongest, most powerful thing you can do right now is just have a talk. Talk to somebody. It is, again, the largest online therapy provider in the world. It's easy. It is. They can get you to somebody really fast, of diverse variety of expertise amongst mental health professionals. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout. One more time. Somebody for you to talk to now. BetterHelp.com/timeout. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Coming up today at 3 p.m.
But I'm not really the conspiracy theorist per se.
Oh, no. Tu no. No.
And by the way, I take great offense to what you just said. How? You don't refer to me as something more respectful than tu? Ustedes? por favor?
You want to be the old man?
Sí.
Wait,
okay.
you're gonna be, so you want him to like
Call you
formally
old.
address you?
I would like formality. I mean, two is just very.
No,
not
two
very-
is like again, it's informal. I thought Beto was capable
amigos.
of being informal.
I thought it was respectful. I thought it was a lack of respect.
Usted is to like someone you're strangers with.
Usted, it's an older gentleman. Mr. Kaplan shows up from Del Boca Vista. He's usted.
Yeah.
But
you're
yeah,
Cappy.
like
Okay.
you're Cappy.
I'm just
you should be two.
Okay.
Sedano and Cap on 710. The fun way to drive home.
Sedano and Cap.
Pacific Palms Resort, LA's Hilltop Hideaway and #1 work and play resort, provides opportunities for all travelers and locals. Enjoy restful accommodation, dine in the Red Restaurant with an expansive outside patio, or pamper yourself and relax at the spa. Hit the links at one of their 2 championship courses, the Babe and the Ike. Pacific Palms Resort is the perfect choice for a Los Angeles venue for your business meetings, weddings, and big events. Enjoy a beautiful staycation or family holiday at their Hilltop property. Book your stay at LA's #1 work and play resort today at PacificPalmsResort.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. LA, it's time to get real. Jacob and Ronnie, he's the real deal. Call Jacob. He's recovered hundreds of thousands of dollars where other attorneys might settle immediately for pennies. Jacob is not afraid to fight for you. Get a partner who's committed to turning your setback into a comeback. Call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Or visit him online at calljacob.com. Jacob's the real deal.
Call Jacob. Collectors, Front Row Car Show is back at the Pasadena Convention Center on June 21st and 22nd. Biggest show ever. Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards. Plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. CGC and JSA will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade, or get them graded. More than 500 tables. Thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it. Front Row Car Show, Pasadena Convention Center. Saturday and Sunday, June 21st and 22nd, 11 to 5. For more info, go to frontrowcarshow.com. That's frontrowcarshow.com.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
You've probably heard of speed dating, but what if there was something similar for hiring, especially if you're running a growing business? There is Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You can post your job today and talk to interested qualified candidates tomorrow. Simply select a time, and Zip Intro finds and schedules qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you'd like to connect with and meet and greet people through back-to-back video calls starting as soon as the next day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Wednesday afternoon. We are broadcasting live from somebody's house today as part of our Children's Hospital Los Angeles Make March Matter campaign. We did it earlier this year. The gentleman that owns FikiSports.com, FIKI Sports.com. Go there right now for your free special edition ESPN LA Fiki Football, FikiSports.com, FIKI Sports.com. The 710 Backyard Experience rolls on with Mason and Ireland live right now on 710 ESPN, on the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's Mezcal. Dos Hombres.
I want to jump in here for a second and say thank you to Islands Restaurant. They brought us a heck of a great lunch. I'm telling you, $10 Island Protein Bowl. Island Protein Bowls are terrific. Lunch special day. Thank you very much to Regional Manager Dave Foster, who stopped by and is feeding us this afternoon for our 710 Backyard Experience. All right, take it, guys.
All right, yeah, I'm eating some wings, some celery sticks, and it is all delicious. All right, guys, so today in 2004, a movie that I really like, it's a little sad, but I love it, The Terminal, was released in theaters. So I want to know if you guys would be, because we've had these conversations, like my friends and I, like what would we do if we were stuck in an airport, right? You have like a bunch of restaurants, you can talk to a bunch of people. Like if you guys would be stuck in an airport a day, or like let's say maybe a week, because a day is too A week. What airport do you want to be stuck in? You get to choose the airport.
Not LAX.
Yeah, not LAX.
LAX is a zoo.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Which one would you
I'd want to go to like a small airport. Like the airport in Spokane where I fly to is great.
The airport at
Long Beach Airport, great. Burbank,
yeah,
great.
The airport at Jackson Hole I got to go to,
Yeah,
really cool
great.
little spot.
But it's small, so there's like nothing there.
That's what you want. You don't want a big, like massive, like.
Do you want a racket?
I would want to
Atlanta,
rack. If I'm there
Houston,
for a
Chicago,
week,
those airports are gigantic.
oh, I hate O'Hare.
And by the way, let me speak to the movie The Terminal. So I have two thoughts on it. One, it's the first. We were having trouble securing film out in Palm Desert. That was the first big movie that we got, so I appreciate The Terminal. But on the other hand, because I can hold two things in my head at the same time, it's a terrible movie. I think The Terminal is awful.
Is that Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks wandering around a plane terminal. I just think it is dull.
It's sad,
It is sad.
but I like it. I like sad movies.
All right.
Yeah, it would be a small airport that I would.
Yeah, small
I'd
airport
wanna
for
go
me
to.
too. Little airport.
Brian, what do you got?
What's up, fool?
All right, so also on this day, June 18, 2004, 11 years ago, Clayton Kershaw, his one and only no-hitter against the Rockies.
How long ago?
Brian, you said 2004. You mean 2014?
2014, right.
Yeah, 14. I was going to say, because I
11
did
years
that
ago.
night on Sportsnet LA. It couldn't have been 2004.
Yeah, 11 years ago, it's still one of those things where I watched the last inning before work today, and I still get the goosebumps to listen to Vince Scully give the call. I still get kind of choked up watching Kershaw get this feat. So my question here is, one, just how impressive Kershaw's career, only one no-hitter, but also, is there anything that you watched that every time you go back and rewatch it, it still gives you those goosebumps, it still gets you a little choked up, even though you already know how it finishes?
All right, Brian, I'm going to interrupt you.
Yeah, sorry about that,
because
Brian.
the story we were thinking
good.
was going to break just broke. So kill the music. Yep. I'm going to read Shams Charania's tweet. Breaking. The BUSS family is entering an agreement to sell majority ownership of the Lakers to Mark Walter, the CEO and chairman of TWG Global. Sources tell ESPN Jeannie Buss will continue to serve in her role as governor after the sale.
Interesting.
So the Lakers, according to Shams Charania, are in the process of being sold to Mark Walter. For people who don't know, Mark Walter is the head of the Guggenheim Group that runs the Dodgers. And, Mace, you have always said what you really want is Yankees West.
Yankees
you want a
West.
team with endless deep pockets. We now have not as much money as Steve Ballmer, but pretty darn close.
Damn close.
And
Damn close.
Jeannie's still going to run the team, and this is massive.
It is a huge story. The Buss family, obviously, just a dynastic family in terms of establishing the NBA in Los Angeles, all the way back to the Forum days and Dr. Jerry Buss. And to see, and I will say this, I mean, I think the Buss family has guided the Lakers to fantastic success. I am very optimistic. If you like what the Dodgers are doing in terms of spending, in terms of managing, in terms of running the operation, expect that now with Mark Walter, the CEO and chairman of Guggenheim Group, coming to ownership position with the Lakers, the majority ownership of the Los Angeles Lakers.
And
I never thought I'd see the day.
I've got a lot of friends that work for the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
And they say working for Mark Walter is like nothing they've ever experienced. That this guy says he never asks how much. He just says, you tell me what you guys want to do. And they say, we want to go get Shohei Ohtani. We want to go get Freddie Freeman.
Yep.
We want to trade for Mookie Betts. Go do it.
Yep.
Be aggressive. Spend money. This could launch the Lakers into the stratosphere.
And by the way, you know what else is interesting about this is that, remember, Mark Walter built an enormous, with the help of Stan Kasten and Andrew Friedman, enormous infrastructure, right? So many scouts, so much talent development, so much analytics, so many, as they call, quants that they've got working over there. I would imagine they're going to build out the Laker infrastructure a little bit in terms of that, because there's no salary cap on what you can spend on analytics and all that stuff. And at the same time, you've got somebody who probably will say, screw it, I don't care about the second apron.
So here's more from Ramona, who is going to join us next hour to talk about this. Mark Walter earned the first right of refusal if the Buss family ever decided to sell their 66% stake when Walter purchased Phil Anschutz's 26% back in 2021. In other words, this has been positioned to go this way. there are already a lot of ties between the Lakers and the Dodgers. Let me give you a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
Stan Kasten, who is the president of the Dodgers, used to be the president of the Atlanta Hawks.
Yep.
So this could mean that Stan takes on an advisory role or a more significant role with both. At the time he was running the Hawks, he was also running the Braves.
Yep.
So he's running thing. Lon Rosen, who is basically, I refer to Lon as the vice president of getting things done.
Yes.
At the Dodgers, was trained at the right hand of Jeannie Buss and Linda Rambis. The three of them are best friends. Lon left the Lakers when he became Magic Johnson's manager.
Correct.
And then when Magic bought a portion of the Dodgers, Lon went to the Dodgers, and he's now one of their top administrators. That's basically one of the three big decision makers on that team. They may have roles moving forward with the Lakers. This is seismic.
And by the way, breaking news here, and this is huge breaking news, brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com to find a location near you and to download up to $15 in coupons.
And if you're just joining us, we'll say it again. The Lakers have been sold. The Buss family is selling the franchise to Mark Walter, the Dodger owner, who's the head of the Guggenheim Group. Jeannie Buss will remain as governor after the sale. And this gives the Lakers massive resources moving in the next year. Like, people are talking about second aprons. And
second aprons.
This puts the Lakers on par now with the Warriors, who are owned by a hedge fund, with James Dolan and the Knicks, with Steve Ballmer and the Clippers. The Lakers no longer can be outspent.
Nope.
They're owned by a bank, basically.
Yeah.
They're owned by Guggenheim. And not only that, the guy who's now running the Lakers has had massive success running the Dodgers. The Dodgers have been to the playoffs 11 years in a row. They've been to the World Series 4 times. This is huge, almost indescribably big news if you're a Laker fan.
It's just a titanic shift in the town.
Right.
Because the
Buss family was one of the few families in the world that owned a major sports
family-owned business.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is just ridiculous. And it changes. By the way,
it will.
Phones 877-710-3776.
All right, Laura, what do you got there?
All right, guys. Know a high school senior who's a leader, a scholar, and an athlete? Nominate them for the ESPN LA All-Star Student presented by Rotolo Chevrolet. 5 winners, $500 scholarship, VIP treatment to our All-Star Friday event. Nominate your all students to the ESPNLA.com. Today at ESPNLA.com, thanks to Rotolo Chevrolet, the #1 Chevy dealer in the West region in California for 13 years in a row. Come and see what the fun is all about.
All right, Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr. Weekday mornings at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
In 30-plus years, I did something today I have never done before. I walked out the door without my stuff.
Without a laptop,
without anything. I just forgot all of my stuff at home. I don't have my headphones. I don't have a laptop. I don't have the pad of papers that I like.
I'm just noticing that you don't have a laptop.
Pens that I like. Like, I have a whole little routine. The little
mic
thing
cover,
that goes over the mic. I don't have any of my stuff. I feel like I'm doing everything left-handed.
You're raw dogging.
I am raw dogging to the extreme. Thank you, Evan.
You are raw dogging on the clock.
I'm raw dogging radio for the first time ever. Yeah, I feel so...
And it feels unsafe.
It feels reckless.
Travis and DeMarco tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Hey, baseball fans, ready to swing for the fences? It's ESPN LA's Legends Launch, presented by our friends at Legends Attic. Part of All-Star Friday night, step up to the plate and take your shot at launching as many baseballs as you can into the home run zone. Spots are limited, so grab your bat and go to ESPNLA.com right now to sign up. Bring the heat and showcase your legendary swing at our All-Star Friday night event on July 11th at West Covina Sportsplex. Reserve your spot now thanks to Legends Attic, the ultimate sports fan's dream destination.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Wednesday afternoon. We are broadcasting live from somebody's house today as part of our Children's Hospital Los Angeles Make March Matter campaign. We did it earlier this year. The gentleman that owns FikiSports.com, F-I-K-I Sports.com. Go there right now for your free special edition ESPN LA Fiki Football, FikiSports.com, F-I-K-I Sports.com. The 710 Backyard Experience rolls on with Mason and Ireland live right now on 710 ESPN, on the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
The number, I think, will be crazy. If you're just tuning in, the BUSS family has sold the Los Angeles Lakers majority interest to Mark Wolter and the Guggenheim Group, the same guy who owns the Dodgers and has been so good for the Dodgers in the last decade or so. And now they are going to take over the Lakers. And the reports are that Jeannie Buss will stay on as governor of the Lakers.
It's shocking news, but not all that shocking, Mason. Here's why. One of the reasons the Mavericks traded Luka Doncic is I think they balked at the idea of playing one player $350 million.
Okay. Yep.
We're not that far off from a $100 million player.
Yes.
I mean, already Wemby is probably going to be the next contract he does. He's probably going to make 75.
Yep.
I think a family business has a big problem keeping up with that escalation.
Yeah.
Now, they've got a fund behind them. They've got the Guggenheim Fund behind them. And there is, as we've been mentioning, They have been ridiculously successful with the Lakers, with the Dodgers, and now we're hoping some of that transfers over to the Lakers.
Yeah.
But it made me think, 1979,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Buss takes an incredible gamble with his personal fortune. $67 million for the Lakers, the Kings, the Forum, and a ranch.
People said he was crazy.
The Lakers alone now are worth $8 to $10 billion.
Yes. Yeah, it's amazing.
Fortune favors the bold.
Yeah, sure does. And by the way, Jeannie took the control of the franchise from her brother back in 2017. 2020 championship, LeBron's arrival, Luka's arrival, all that stuff she's been in leadership for. There are 6 members of that ownership group.
6 kids. There's
6
Buss
kids.
kids that own 66%. And then, Mark Walter owned 25% and had right to buy them if they ever sold, and that happened today.
So it took 4 votes of the 6 kids to determine whether or not they were going to sell.
Right. And I don't know which 4 did it. I don't know if
Will we ever know?
It'll probably come out.
Yeah.
But I will say this, that all those people are older. Jeannie's in her 50s. Janie's in her 50s. Jimmy and Johnny might even be in their 60s. You and I are in our 60s now.
Yeah.
Those guys I've always thought about as of kind of being our age. And the Lakers are going to they're going to get $8 to $10 billion for this. And that's real money that'll take care of their family for generations.
Can I just say, I would have sold him a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
there was
kind of what I'm
so
thinking, too.
much money. How do you leave $10 billion on the table?
I don't think you can.
Because there's a difference between valuation and actually cold, hard cash. And they had certainly lots of equity, unbelievable amounts of equity in a professional sports franchise. At the same time, we'll do that. At the same time, you don't actually – it's not an ATM machine.
Right.
You don't necessarily get the
and
money
as
to
salaries continue to escalate, as the second apron becomes a thing, there's going to be teams that lose money.
Yeah.
And if you're a family business, you don't want to do that.
Yep.
So now they get to take a large chunk of their equity out and live off that money, and it sounds like Jeannie's still going to be the governor, at least for now.
Yep.
And I think it's a win-win.
Yeah. All right, so Brian's back there in the studio. By the way, we are in our 710 backyard experience. We're in Thousand Oaks at Richard Crasnick's house. We're all in bathing suits, although I've not gone in the water yet. Are you going to go in the water?
I may have to jump in the pool after this story.
It's getting warm.
Yeah.
It's getting warm out here. And, Brian, you're going to help us out. We're going to take some phone calls. Who do we got?
Howard, you're on Mason and Ireland.
Hey, Howard.
Hey, guys. How you doing? Great day today
man.
here in L.A. Amazing news. I'm just curious. This is maybe the timing. LeBron's not taking the re-signed. I'm wondering if this is his out and this is a chance for him to move on and the Lakers start the new year without him. Just feels like timing worked out to the Lakers' side advantage.
I don't anticipate LeBron playing for anyone other than the Lakers this year. Think about it. He's got his son on the team. He's got his other son starting at the University of Arizona. His daughter, Zuri, just started a volleyball career. I know his wife, Savannah, loves it.
He's got a fellow superstar, Luka Doncic, now.
Yeah,
there are lots of reasons for him to stay. He'll sign an extension, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
And so I would be – if that's your question, does this mean LeBron's leaving? I would say no.
By the way, and the other part about
I would
that
guess
is,
no.
If I'm LeBron and I find out Mark Walter bought the team and he's got unlimited monies, well, why would I leave? Good stuff is going to happen.
Right. Brian, who else we got?
Matthew, you're on.
Hey, Matthew.
Hey, Matthew.
Gentlemen, what a beautiful Wednesday. What great news to hear right before Juneteenth tomorrow. Now, listen, gentlemen, I'm so happy that the Buss family saw the writing on the wall, saw where the NBA is going, and, unfortunately, this isn't the 80s, this isn't the 90s, this is not even the 2000s. It's all hedge fund, big money owners in the NBA now, so it's good that they saw what was best for the Laker franchise, and I'm glad that they're going to get super rich, but it's also going to propel the Lakers forward. Now, my main point is Rob Pelinka just signed a new deal as president and GM. My prediction will be he better be uncomfortable because I think they're going to move towards the Dodgers structure where they have someone over the GM overseeing everything. What do you think about that? What do you think that's going to do to the Laker front office? Thank you very much, guys.
That's a really good so right now, Rob Pelinka is sort of the guy.
President
right?
GM.
President GM. Dodgers have got layers and layers of people and collaborative
technically,
decisions.
Andrew Friedman is not the GM. Brandon Gomes is the GM.
Yeah, I mean, they've got layers of it. And I would imagine, again, this is sort of an infrastructure issue. If you've got a whole bunch of money, you can't necessarily spend it all on players, but you can spend it all on management and scouting and analytics and all the stuff that has made teams successful over the years. And I would imagine that this will become, and not that it's not saying anything about now, but this is going to be a state-of-the-art organization under Mark Walter.
And it's going to the coffers just got filled.
Oh, yeah.
Basically. I mean, they're going to have unlimited money now. And my original thought, here's Shams.
Yep.
He says it's, and this story is, we're continuing to get news about it. They are estimating, could this be right?
10?
A valuation of approximately $10 billion.
$10 billion.
The largest sale of a professional sports franchise in the world.
Wow.
This is the most a sports franchise has ever sold for in the world. The Lakers have been sold for $10 billion.
$10 billion
to Mark Walter. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Staggering.
Yeah, I mean, if BUSS was my last name, I think it'd be dancing
very
in the
good
streets
day
right now. It's a very good day, too.
Brian, who we got?
Eric, you're on Mason in Ireland.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, guys. Great show as always. Great news. I see this as a really good thing for the Lakers, the way the Dodgers have been doing for the last couple of years. This also helps, for our near future. I was wondering if you guys were new or know if it helps from the get-go, or I know that you guys mentioned 2 years from now. And one more thing, if I may. Shout out to the guy that doesn't like to hear talking about LeBron. Still, he listens to you guys. Love y'all.
Yes. We will try to not mention LeBron for his sake. The guy who called up and said, "I'm tired of LeBron." You live in Los Angeles. Are you kidding me?
Bron.
So what? This is so weird to me. The Lakers and the Celtics were sold in the same 6-month span.
Yeah.
The two best teams. $10 billion.
$10 billion. What did the Celtics sell for?
Six.
$10 billion. That is crazy. All right, so it's a monumental day. If you're just tuning in, the Los Angeles Lakers have been sold to Mark Walter, who also happens to be the owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers. If you like what the Dodgers are doing, I think you're probably going to be very happy once he asserts control over the Lakers organization. He spent $10 billion.
Wonder if Magic comes back in.
Oh, that's a good question. Mark Walter has always done a good job of bringing Dodgers back, keeping Dodgers in the family kind of thing. I think that's a big thing. So, yeah, very well could be. Hey, I want to mention, we'll get some more of your calls coming up, 877-710-ESPN. We've also put out lines for people. Who do we got?
So we have O'Shea, who will join us next.
Cool, O'Shea.
And then Dave McMiniman is working on a story. I don't know why this is not working for me. It's working on a story, but he is trying to jump on with
Okay, cool. We will do all that stuff. Again, it'll be all afternoon long, right into Shadano and Cap and into the NBA Finals Game 6. But the Lakers have been sold to the Guggenheim Group and Mark Walter. Hey, it's ESPN LA's Legends launch, presented by Legends Attic. It's all part of ESPN LA's 4th annual All-Star Friday night on July the 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex. Step up to the plate, take your shot in a high-energy challenge to hit as many balls as you can in 90 seconds. Bring your own bat, your own helmet, bring that big swing because spots are limited. Head to ESPNLA.com right now to reserve your spot, step up, swing big, and be legendary. It is a big news day coming right back. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Looking for all things black and gold? Tap into LAFC Plus, hosted by Dave Denholm and Mario Ruiz.
This is LAFC Plus. He's Mario Ruiz. I'm Dave Denholm.
React to the latest match. Get ready for the upcoming game. Get exclusive interviews. Plus, a look around the rest of the MLS.
This is what LA is about. Not just being in the big games, but also winning.
New episodes of LAFC Plus drop weekly. Available everywhere you get your podcasts and on the ESPN LA app.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
With over 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month of therapy at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Do you know a high school senior who's a true all-star on the field, in the classroom, and in the community? ESPN LA, along with Rotolo Chevrolet and Capozio Buick GMC, is proud to present the All-Star Student Program. We're honoring 5 incredible seniors with a $500 scholarship and an exclusive VIP experience at ESPN LA's All-Star Friday Night. Nominate your standout student today at ESPNLA.com. ESPN LA All-Star Student, brought to you by Rotolo Chevrolet, the #1 Chevy dealer in the West Region once again. Come see what all the fun is about.
Pacific Palms Resort, LA's Hilltop Hideaway and #1 work and play resort, provides opportunities for all travelers and locals. Enjoy restful accommodation, dine in the Red Restaurant with an expansive outside patio, or pamper yourself and relax at the spa. Hit the links at one of their 2 championship courses, the Babe and the Ike. Pacific Palms Resort is the perfect choice for a Los Angeles venue for your business meetings, weddings, and big events. Enjoy a beautiful staycation or family holiday at their Hilltop property. Book your stay at LA's #1 work and play resort today at PacificPalmsResort.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Wednesday afternoon. We are broadcasting live from somebody's house today as part of our Children's Hospital Los Angeles Make March Matter campaign. We did it earlier this year. The gentleman that owns FikiSports.com, FIKI-sports.com. Go there right now for your free special edition ESPN LA Fiki Football, FikiSports.com, FIKI-sports.com. The 710 Backyard Experience rolls on with Mason and Ireland live right now on 710 ESPN, on the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
This is a guarantee. We will always remember where we were when we found out the Lakers were getting sold. It's at Richard Crasnick's house in Thousand Oaks. I will always remember that.
Brett
yes.
Siegel, who works for Clutch Points, just tweeted this. The new Lakers owner is the current Dodgers owner. That means the Lakers will sign Giannis, SGA, Jokic, Anthony Edwards, and Luka to new 10-year, billion-dollar contracts and defer their money until 2080.
Defer it all!
You can't do that, by the way, in
Is
the NBA.
Is deferral not allowed?
Nah, can't. But they'll come out with something.
Yeah. They'll find a
they'll
workaround.
be on the cutting edge now.
I mean, if you were to say, okay, the Busses are selling the team, and we got wind of this a little bit earlier and didn't know who the buyer necessarily was, but I was like, come on, Mark Walter, bring it on, Mark Walter. Because I strongly believe in the era of family-owned professional sports franchise is, and this is a big sign of it, is over. It is now hedge fund guys and really wealthy entrepreneurs.
People will say, like, what about James Dolan? Well, James Dolan it's a family business, but he owns Cablevision, which is a giant company, and he owns the Sphere and a whole bunch of other stuff.
$10 billion is the price tag that the Busses collected for the Los Angeles Lakers. And joining us right now is our friend, huge Lakers fan, O'Shea Jackson Jr. Shay, what are you doing?
What's
How
up,
you feeling?
Shay?
What do you think?
Yeah, I was outside. I'm training for a film right now, and then my phone starts blowing up with the news, and I'm not quite sure how to feel yet. But learning that it was Mark, I know that Jeannie trusts the situation. She wouldn't move forward if it wasn't somebody she trusts.
Yeah, and I think, Shay, what a lot of Laker fans should start preparing for is we now have a big stack at the poker table.
Yep.
Before, we had a small stack because we were owned by one family. Now, all of a sudden, we're one of the richest owners in all the NBA. And just to put this in perspective, Mark Cuban sold a majority stake in the Mavs for $3.5 billion.
Wow.
Wick Grossbeck sold the Celtics for $6.1 billion.
Yep.
And now here come the Lakers getting 10. I don't think this is the end of watching teams get sold.
I don't either.
I think that a lot of family-owned individual businesses sees this money on the table and says we can't miss out on this gravy train.
What does it mean the end of? I mean, I guess we can say the end of the BUSS era for this franchise, O'Shea.
Well, man, 11 championships, dude. 11 championships. Like that, the Laker fans, the Laker organization will forever be synonymous, forever be grateful to the BUSS family. You know, that family next to Jack Nicholson was probably our mascot. You know, they mean everything to the city for those who have been, you know, real Laker fans throughout the years and not, you know, these new fans that just follow players. But they mean everything. It does bring a level of comfort that Jeannie is still with the organization because I can only imagine the mindset that this decision that she had to go through to get here. But it sounds like it's the right way to move. And, you know, with Mark Walter as our owner and everything that's backing with what he did to the Dodgers, I'm all for turning the Lakers into an evil empire. I'm down for that. I am all for it, and I can't wait to give other teams the business.
Okay, so let me show you how the Twitter sphere is reacting to this news. You know, there's all these places that have Locked On. That's
Locked On Lakers.
Like, Travis does
Brian
Locked On Rams. Andy and Brian do Locked On Lakers. Yeah. The guy who does Locked On Suns is a guy named Benjamin Garcia. Here's what he just tweeted. The Lakers getting brand new ownership scares the hell out of me. Mm-hmm. If the Suns botch this KD deal and the season goes worse than expected, look for the Lakers and their new ownership to make a splash like making an offer that the Suns can't refuse for Devin Booker. Something to think about. And I'm not reporting that. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
No, that's what that guy said. Right?
It's Benjamin Garcia's tweeting. But this now puts the Lakers in every conversation. Yeah. Now there isn't, Shea, a player they can't afford. If they want to go over the second apron, if they want to go over the luxury tax,
do it.
It's now an option.
Yep.
Not that they're going to. Rob may say it's smarter to stay under the apron. That way we have more tools. You know, we have more draft picks, more mid-level exceptions.
Yep. All that.
They may make, but now you have options.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Shea, before we were playing with a small stack. Now we're at a poker table playing with the big stack.
You guys are getting me excited, dude. If there's one thing that I need, and everyone knows, if there's a way to make me an even more annoying Lakers fan, John, I am all for it. Okay? I am down.
You're top of the list right now, Shea.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down for the misery. You think everybody wanted to be a Laker before. Now they really want to be Lakers because they can get paid. I am all for it, John. I will do my part and annoy all 29 other fan bases.
Excellent.
Great stuff.
Hey, Shea, thank you very much for coming on, man. Big day, and glad you checked in.
Absolutely, bro. Whenever it's Laker news, just put the Shea signal in the air, and I'll be here on 710.
Amen.
All right, Shea signal.
Amen. All right, thanks, Shea.
We got
877-710 ESPN if you want to react to the news. If you're just joining us, the Lakers have been sold for $10 billion to Mark Walter, the owner of the Dodgers. He and the Guggenheim Group will now be the owners of the Lakers. Jeannie Buss will stay on as governor, at least for now.
Brian, we got another call there?
Yeah, we got a few. We'll go to Brandon. You're on.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Great news for the Buss family. I had a question. Does this mean it's the end of, you know, the patience that maybe Lakers have with, you know, growing and drafting somebody? Is this just all rented players now? Is that what this means?
It's a good question. I don't – that's – if you look at the Dodgers, it's not like they went out and got rid of Will Smith and got rid of Kershaw and got rid of the homegrown guys.
Yeah.
They just added people like Freeman and Betts and Ohtani. So what it does is it gives the Lakers the opportunity to swim in both pools.
Right.
They can keep their, if you want to keep Austin Reeves since you found him and developed him, keep him.
Yep.
And if you want to go out and sign a big free agent like Luka, go do it. It gets them in every conversation now.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say is, if you were to tell me the Busses are selling and I could pick any owner, this is the guy I would pick.
Yeah.
I'd say. And we were murmuring about it beforehand.
11 straight postseason appearances.
Now, the one difference is that you can't spend unlimited money in the NBA the way you can in Major League Baseball. You can,
but you will pay a tax.
Can you spend unlimited money?
Yeah, you just pay the tax. But it's huge tax money.
Really?
And,
So
and the difference between the NBA and other leagues is if you go over the cap and you go over that second apron, you not only have to pay a lot of money, you lose different components to build your team.
And all that stuff.
Yeah, you lose mid-level exceptions. You can't trade for a player and bring in more money than you're sending out. You get restricted in the draft. I mean, so it's punitive.
But what does he care?
It now gives – I mean, if you look at the sales of teams lately, like Matt Ishbia.
Yep.
Mortgage guy. The
Casino
Patrick Dumont in Dallas. I mean, all these people have unlimited money. And now the Lakers are part of that crowd.
Yeah. And you almost have to be. I mean, congratulations to the Busses, an unbelievable reign as
And let's talk about that for a second. This city owes an incredible debt of gratitude to Jerry Buss. Jerry Buss, when he bought the Lakers, they told him he had all these crazy ideas, and the NBA told him no. He said, I want to put seats on the court and have court, like people actually sitting on the court, like where the players sit. And the NBA said, you can't do that. It's a safety issue. He said, I'm doing it anyway.
Yep.
He said, I'm going to put dancing girls on the court during the timeouts. And they said, this isn't Vegas. You can't put girls dancing on the court.
Right.
He said, I'm doing it anyway.
Yep.
Now every team has courtside seats. Every team has dancing girls, on the thing.
Well, he understood that this is a town of stars, and you want to develop stars, which Dr. Jerry Buss did and the organization did over the years. He understood that it is show business, as you said, courtside seats and cheerleaders and all that stuff. I mean, he learned and taught people how to put on a show. And that's what a Lakers game is. It is a show. The Lakers, the town of Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles, owes the Buss family a huge debt. They've been unbelievable owners, and certainly their legacy is set. We will embark on a new era here with Mark Walter, the Dodgers owner, taking over ownership, a majority stake in the Los Angeles Lakers. It is just a seismic move in sports. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, if you want to play in the ESPN LA second annual listeners game, visit ESPNLA.com now for your chance to secure a roster spot. That's ESPNLA.com. Don't miss the chance to play for either Team Travis or Team DeMarco. Visit ESPNLA.com today, thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Normand.
Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Coming up today at 3 p.m.
But I'm not really the conspiracy theorist per se.
Oh, no, tú no. No.
Tú no. And by the way, I take great offense to what you just said. How? You don't refer to me as something more respectful than tú? Ustedes? Por favor?
You want to be the old man?
See.
Wait,
okay.
You're going to so you want him to, like,
call you old,
address you?
I would like formality. I mean, tú is just very,
tú is like, again, it's informal. I thought Beto was capable of being informal
I thought it was respectful. I thought it was a lack of respect.
Usted is to, like, someone you're strangers with.
It's an older gentleman. Mr. Kaplan shows up from Del Boca Vista. He's usted.
Yeah.
But you're Cappy. Yeah, like, you're Cappy.
I'm just
You should be tú.
Okay.
Sedano and Cap on 710. The fun way to drive home.
Sedano and Cap.
The biggest event of the summer is coming to Honda Center. Saturday, June 28th. Most Valuable Promotions presents global boxing star Jake Paul on his path to becoming world champion. Taking on Mexico's former world champion, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. In the co-main event, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez defends his world titles against Cuba's knockout artist, Yuniel Dorticos. Former boxing and UFC champ Holly Holm returns live from the Honda Center on Saturday, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Julio Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN. You've probably heard of speed dating, but what if there was something similar for hiring, especially if you're running a growing business? There is Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You can post your job today and talk to interested qualified candidates tomorrow. Simply select a time and Zip Intro finds and schedules qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you'd like to connect with and meet great people through back-to-back video calls starting as soon as the next day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Wednesday afternoon. We are broadcasting live from somebody's house today as part of our Children's Hospital Los Angeles Make March Matter campaign. We did it earlier this year. The gentleman that owns FikiSports.com, F-I-K-I Sports.com. Go there right now for your free special edition ESPN LA Fiki Football, FikiSports.com, F-I-K-I Sports.com. The 710 Backyard Experience rolls on with Mason and Ireland live right now on 710 ESPN, on the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
And on the big news day, thank you to Richard Crasnick for having us out here. Our whole team, Steffa has been great. Maxime, Dean, Reese. Anybody else? I got them all named. See, you say I don't know names.
You don't.
I just rattled through these names just like that.
Bam,
Bam,
very impressive.
Bam, bam. So the Los Angeles Lakers have been sold to Mark Walter, the owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and it is going to change. It's going to change the way the Lakers operate to a great degree because they got so much money. They got as much money, if not more money, than anybody else in the league to spend.
Right. And Walter, who's, we say the Guggenheim Group and the Dodgers wear the Guggenheim patch on their uniform. Technically, he's the CEO and chairman of TWG Global.
Yes.
They have multiple professional sports organizations, including now the Lakers, the Dodgers, the Sparks, the Billie Jean Cup, Cadillac Formula One team, and the Professional Women's Hockey League. So he's been running sports franchises for years, and now he's running the Lakers.
Dude knows what he's doing. All right, let's take some of your calls here. Brian, who do we got?
Joe, you're on with Mason and Ireland.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
All right. Does this value the Lakers at $15 billion?
Well, they sold him for 10.
10.
So, I mean, I guess if you sold today for $10 billion, that's the valuation. But
10.
The only team I could think that could even get that would be the Cowboys.
The Cowboys, probably, because the Lakers are an international, worldwide brand. That's really the difference. You don't get that with, for example, the Phoenix Suns. They're not a worldwide brand the way the Lakers are a worldwide brand. The Dallas Mavericks aren't that. I mean, I think the value is driven by that brand and that success over so many years, and obviously. Mark Walter is a guy who knows what the next steps are going to be.
Thanks for the phone call. Who's next, Brian?
Jason, you're on Mason and Ireland.
Hey, Jason.
We are crowning an NBA champion, one win away, and leave it to the Lakers for still in the spotlight once again. God, I love it. But I just want to ask, from you guys, you have sources. Is there any internal struggle, like power struggle with the BUSS family, or was it just they finally got the offer they couldn't refuse?
Yeah. I think it's the latter, but I don't know. I think all those stories will come out over the next few days.
There had to be
I don't
vote.
know, Mace. I don't know how I could turn down $10 billion.
No. But
it might be as simple as that.
But it's been out there for a while.
Yeah.
It's been out there for a while, and I'm sure this deal could have been done last year at this time. But I am curious to find out. There are 6 BUSS kids. I really am curious to find out who voted sell and who voted hold.
Yeah, if that ever comes out. And then maybe they just come and present a united front. We'll find out over the next few days. Brian, who's next?
Ken in Irvine.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, Mason in Ireland. Hey, John, congratulations on your raise next year. That ought to be pretty sweet.
I think the announcer salary cap goes up.
Yeah, I think that I'm going to have to get in line behind Luca, if you know what I mean.
I've been saying this for years. I'm sorry, but Mark Walters took a losing organization and turned it into a baseball powerhouse. And I'm sorry, but Jeannie took a basketball powerhouse and turned it into a losing organization. The Lakers have had a losing record since she took over. And I love her. She's a great lady. But I anticipate big things for the Laker organization. I anticipate they will return the Lakers to winning form. Lakers, since Jerry Buss died, they have a regular season record of about 42% wins, and I anticipate that's going to change.
Well, let's get some facts straight first.
Yeah.
Over the past few years, the Lakers have had winning seasons. They won 50 games last year. They won 49 the year before. In 2020, they won the title. So you're right to suggest that they struggled in the teens from like 2013 through 2018. But since 2019, since LeBron got here, really, they've been good.
And they've been in the mix. That's all. You don't necessarily win it every year, but they're certainly in the mix. Since LeBron got here, they were in it last year. I think a lot of us thought they would beat Minnesota in the first round. Felt like that was a good matchup for the Lakers. Turned out not to be. But, seriously, the success of the Buss family is pretty indelible, and nobody's going to be able to take that away. Now, can you up-level things? Yes, and I think Mark Walter.
Look at what they did with the Dodgers.
Yeah,
look at what Mark Walter did with the Dodgers.
Mark Walter is going to do some up-leveling.
Brian, who's next?
John in L.A., you're on.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
$10 billion is a bargain. By the time, the Lakers are the greatest team in the history of mankind and have fans all over the world. So, by the time Mark Walters is finished with this team, it'll be worth $100 billion. But what I want to say, though, is Jeannie Buss, she didn't, who can equate what Jerry Buss has done? He's a hard act to follow. But she's one of the nicest owners in all of sports. We're going to miss her. But absolutely, she has not followed her father's lead as far as some of the things he's done, as far as like Rob Pelinka. He's on the clock now. And the only reason the Lakers have been good lately is because of LeBron. And Rob Pelinka didn't do that. Magic did. So now we're going to see what Rob Pelinka can do and how much more of a leash he has, because we got the big boys in town.
All right. That's the guy that always calls up about Rob Pelinka.
Yeah,
no matter what he does.
The Rob
no matter what he does. By the way, somebody pointed out that the actual valuation of the Lakers has got to be $15 billion.
That's what that guy, the caller, was saying.
Because Mark Walter only bought 66% for $10 billion. So that means $15 billion is crazy.
Brian, who we got?
Cam, you're on Mason and Ireland.
Hey, Cam.
Hey, Cam.
Hey, how's it going, you guys? Hey, I'm actually the voice of your guys' intro. I've never had the opportunity to call in. I'm glad I'm calling in today. It's a huge day.
Yeah.
And thank you for doing the intro.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. So hey, I have a lot of thoughts on this. As an Angels fan, I've been watching you guys across the city for years, just completely flourishing with everything that's gone over there. I want to give credit to the Buss family because they've been excellent for the entire time they've run this thing. I don't want that to get lost on what's going on today. But I feel like this is a long time coming. The NBA has kind of shifted into a new thing. The big corporations are what is running the league, and now it's time for the Lakers to catch up and get right.
Yep, I think you're absolutely right. I don't think that the Lakers were a family business under the Buss family. I don't think they necessarily had the active resources to be able to do some of the stuff that Mark Walter is going to be able to do, including spend. Second apron with the Buss family, unlikely. And I think that, you're going to see more faces. There's going to be more of a collective leadership like they have at the Dodgers. All that stuff is going to happen. Again, we don't know exactly the timetable for when this is going to happen because the story's just broken. John, you said sometimes it can take a year to finalize deals like this?
Yeah, and so we'll see. Those details will all come out over the next few days. But if you're just joining us, the Lakers have been sold for $10 billion to Mark Walter, the guy who owns the Dodgers. And he will take over as the main owner of the team. It's the largest sales price for a North American sports franchise ever. $10 billion.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Brian, who's next?
David, you're on Mason and Ireland.
Hey, David.
Hey, David.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yep, gotcha.
Hey, so I'm a Kobe guy, right?
Yeah.
And totally love him, but that contract Kobe got, that was a family decision and a respect and a dynasty kind of thing. And ever since then, like the previous caller said, we've kind of just been in whatever mode, even though we won the chip. So I don't know. I'm
Did
excited.
you just casually
Let's see how it goes.
toss off that we won that chip? Is that just like a throwaway? Oh yeah, by the way, we won that chip.
No, just because you got a lot of haters. You got a lot of haters that say, because it was the bubble and everything. That's the only reason.
Yeah, I hear you. All
right, thanks, man, for the phone call. Brian, anybody else?
Yeah, DJ in Santa Clarita.
DJ!
Hey, DJ, what's up?
Hey, thanks for taking my call, guys. I got two questions. First, are we going to be able to get a big guy now? And my second question is, are we? No, I don't have a.
We'll take your first question first, and then we won't take your second
Yeah,
question.
I don't think the mandate to go get a center has changed.
No, I mean, I think they still got to do it now. Have the resources changed? Are they able to get somebody that they maybe couldn't have got before this? I don't know. When does the bag of money arrive? Do you have an estimated arrival date for Mark Walters' bag of money?
Yeah, that stuff's all going to come out in the woodwork over the next few days. And you know what? What are the people that are running the Dodgers now? What role, if any, will they have for the Lakers? Will Stan Kasten go back to what he used to do when he ran the Hawks and the Braves? Lon Rosen came from the NBA.
Yeah.
And now he's running the Dodgers. Will he come back and assist running the Lakers now? It appears Jeannie is going to remain the governor for now.
Yeah, for now.
Is that a permanent situation? Does she want to stay for years or just until the transition? I mean, all this stuff is yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take a few days for all of this to sort of cast all this information.
All right, let's have a off-air conversation on the air.
Okay.
Should we do Game of Games or bag it in light of this news?
That's a good question.
What do you think, Laura?
I mean, this is you mentioned this. This is huge
no, we're
news.
gonna roll on.
I don't mind.
We keep taking calls. I think we just pick up Game of Games tomorrow.
Keep taking calls. I absolutely agree. 877-710-ESPN. Another segment of your calls. Again, the Los Angeles Lakers have been sold. The Buss family sells the Lakers to Mark Walter, who is also the owner of the Dodgers, for $10 billion. 877-710-ESPN. All right, I want to talk to you about my friends at Tax Relief Advocates. Owing money to the IRS is overwhelming. It can weigh you down. There are a lot of ads out there. They're trying to scare you and confuse you. Listen, owing money to the IRS does not make you a bad person. Tax Relief Advocates knows this, and they want you to relax and breathe and take the first step to get out from under that additional pressure that you don't need. Whether you got $5,000, $50,000, $500,000 in tax debt, you don't have to fear the IRS one more day. The experts at TRA have a proven 3-step tax resolution process and knowledge of special programs available that can significantly reduce or even eliminate your IRS debt. Easy to see why they've got over 1,000 5-star ratings on Google and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. End your tax nightmare. Get your life back on track. If you owe money to the IRS and feel you got nowhere to turn, call Tax Relief Advocates today. Simply visit TRA.com or call 800-575-1482. That's 800-575-1482. Again, that's TRA.com or call 800-575-1482. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr. Weekday mornings at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
Last night, I come home yesterday afternoon, and I watching the Dodgers, make myself some lunch, make myself some dinner, but because I'm an adult who knows how to live a normal life, I clean up after myself. Do my dishes, put them in the dishwasher, clean up, wipe down the counters. Everything looks just like when I had it. Then 2 of my 3 children come home. Within a half an hour, it looked like somebody had taken my house like a snow globe and shaken it up with crap everywhere. There's food on the counter. There's dishes in the thing. There's laundry strewn throughout the entire house. And I'm like, thank you.
Strewn.
That's the correct usage.
I believe it is the correct.
Okay.
I just didn't expect you to use it.
An educated man, and we don't mess around at UC Santa Barbara and Arcadia High. We
Abbreviated.
Yeah, we don't get abbreviated there.
Travis and DeMarco tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Don't miss Travis and DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
Next Gen is the official heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans and is the absolute best in the biz with thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Get ready to beat the summer heat with Next Gen. For a limited time, enjoy a free whole home air cleaner with any new AC installation. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN to book your appointment. CSLB number 1011173. Next Gen, here for you now and for years to come.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN. Mark your calendars, SoCal. The High Desert Beer and Wine Festival returns to the Palmdale Amphitheater on Saturday, June 21st from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sample craft brews from regional breweries, sip fine wines, and enjoy tasty food trucks while rocking out to live performances from Eve 6, DJ A1, and some of the best cover bands around. It's the tastiest party of the summer. Tickets available at highdesertbeerandwinefest.com. General admission and VIP options available. That's highdesertbeerandwinefest.com.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Wednesday afternoon. We are broadcasting live from somebody's house today as part of our Children's Hospital Los Angeles Make March Matter campaign. We did it earlier this year. The gentleman that owns FikiSports.com, F-I-K-I Sports.com. Go there right now for your free special edition ESPN LA Fiki Football, FikiSports.com, F-I-K-I Sports.com. The 710 Backyard Experience rolls on with Mason and Ireland live right now on 710 ESPN, on the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Dave, big news. The Los Angeles Lakers have been sold for $10 million.
Billion.
I'm sorry, 10 million would be a steal, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
$10 billion.
$10 million is less than Rui Hachimura makes.
That is correct. $10 billion.
Yes.
Mark Walter, who is the owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers, is the buyer. I want to just dunk in one thing. Dodgers-Padres do play tonight at Dodger Stadium. Emmett Sheehan will make his return to the mound after Tommy John surgery, so we're rooting for him and rooting to beat the Padres again. This is like the story. And, part of me, John, is like kind of relieved. I'm glad it happened.
Magic Johnson has tweeted.
Oh, boy.
Just like I thought when the Celtics sold for $6 billion, I knew the Lakers were worth $10 billion.
There you go.
So he does not mention whether or not he's going to be involved when Guggenheim and Mark Walter take over the team. But my guess is he will in some capacity.
Yeah, I mean, so part of it is I'm relieved that this happened because I think we were at a point where family ownership was not going to get us very much farther.
Right.
And now you're going to be playing with big boys. You've got a ton of money involved. Mark Walter, unbelievable management experience, hires the right people, gets out of the way. Did you hear that Mark Walter interview? No, because he doesn't do interviews. He's in the background. He's behind the scenes. He's letting people do their jobs, which is what every great owner, I think, does.
Okay, as many broadcast outlets are doing, we're shuffling our lineup for the rest of the day. This just announced Andy Kamenetsky and Beto Duran will host a special edition of Lakers Talk tonight from 6 to 8 o'clock. 6 to 8 o'clock, Beto and Andy will take your phone calls. So if you didn't get a chance to sound off with us, and we'll continue to take your calls now, but if you didn't get a chance, 6 to 8 special edition of Lakers Talk set for tonight.
And this segment, by the way, is brought to you by Jacob Imrani. Everybody loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anybody can fight, but Jacob is here for you when you need a big win after an accident. Go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. All right, Brian.
Brian, what do we got?
Carlos from Brea, you're on with Mason and Ireland.
Hey, Carlos.
Carlos, what's up?
Hey, yeah. So with the sale of the Lakers, does this make Jay Moore the most richest stand-up comic in the world?
I hope so. We love Jay.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jay, take us out to dinner.
Hey, big spender, let's go. Right, that's a very good point.
Jay listens to
Try
the
to get him on
show.
the show.
Yeah, we will definitely get Jay on the show.
Yep.
And, yeah, he's picking up the next check.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't even think about that.
I did not think of
Jay's
that either.
loaded now.
Yeah, he's like Seinfeld money.
Exactly.
More than Seinfeld money, probably.
Brian, who's next?
Aaron in Phoenix, you're on.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
All is good,
Definitely
man. What's
miss
up?
you guys? I'm living in Arizona now because I left LA, and it definitely not hitting the same, man. I miss the team. Still listen to you guys from afar, even though I'm here because I'm broke. But anyways,
thank you for that, and we hope things improve.
Yeah. Oh, no, it'll get better, but you know how it is in LA. You know how it is. But I've been listening to you guys all morning. You guys are killing it with the breaking news. You guys definitely got a grip on the new age media. I knew about this before. I was on Twitter and I didn't even see nothing. You guys were breaking it. You guys were interrupting the program, and that was amazing. So hats off to you guys. Just wanted to comment. Man. I love how Mace is basically talking about Mike Taylor like he's some kind of sugar daddy. He's like, I just imagine him being like,
yeah.
I just imagine him being like, hey, so you ever heard about Wembanyama? So his contract is up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's you know, in the past you would say, yeah, but they're not going to spend that much. They're not going to go over the. They're not going to go over the. We've now got an owner who's willing to spend, as he's shown with the Dodgers.
And by the way, you think Shohei can play basketball?
Oh boy,
let's get him over here.
Tell you what, there's not much you can't do.
Yeah, let's get him over here. Brian, who's next?
George in Covina.
George. Hey, George.
Hey guys. Big fan, long time listener. Just wanted to clear up a little bit on the valuation and the pricing. The valuation looks like, according to Ramona Shelburne, it's $10 billion, but in buying the majority share, I think that means Walters is only going to pay out roughly whatever the difference is between what he currently owns and 51% or 50.5 or 50.1% of the Lakers. So that's going to be under the $10 billion that the BUSS family will receive. But my main question, though, is I wonder how much the BUSS family will retain, because it looks like there's already a bunch of other minority shareholders. So how much are the BUSS family going to retain? I understand that Jeannie will be the governor of the Lakers, but how long will that remain? And will Walters eventually replace her if he doesn't like what she does? So that's my real question right now going on. Thanks, guys.
My thought is, and this is just breaking.
Right.
So, but my thought is that the Lakers will not be owned at all by the BUSS family, that they're selling their 66% and cashing out, and Jeannie will be an employee.
Right, exactly.
But let's find out.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, those details haven't come out yet.
Yeah, we don't know exactly, and he got into the percentage.
All right,
here's my Russell Crowe, beautiful mind. I can't follow that.
Here's more from Magic.
Okay.
Laker fans should be ecstatic. A few things I can tell you about Mark. He's driven by winning, excellence, and doing everything the right way, and he'll put in the resources needed to win. I can understand why Jeannie sold the team to Mark Walter, because they're alike. They're competitive people, have big hearts, love to give back, and both prefer to be behind the scenes. This makes all the sense in the world. I am so happy and excited for Laker fans all over the world. And, he's been working with Mark on the Dodgers. And, of course, he's known Jeannie forever. So he's I'm kind of feeling the same way, that the Lakers just entered a whole new world.
Right. It was
this move.
And it was time.
Right.
I think it was really time to move into this new age of NBA ownership, where there's really, really punitive penalties for going over the salary cap and into the second apron and all that stuff. And now we got a guy who just don't care. Well, we'll see.
Brian,
I'm
who's
projecting,
next?
Just don't care.
David and Chico, you're on.
Hey, David.
Hey, David.
Hey, guys, I have a statement and I have a question.
Okay.
So, beginning with my statement, just coming from a guy who can recall ditching the final days of school to attend championship parades in 87 and 88, I am so thankful. I mean, I go back with the Lakers. So I'm so thankful for this day. And no offense to the BUSS family. They've been great. They've been the great owners, the best owners in the league. But I think that we all know we did not get Ty Lue because reportedly he was lowballed. And we did not get Hurley because from what we found out, if he would have got a $9 offer instead of, 9-digit offer instead of an 8-digit offer, maybe he would have signed. I'm going to say there will be no more lowballing. I don't think anybody, players, coaches, the lowballing days are behind us.
I agree with you.
I agree with that. I don't think there will be any more lowballing.
My question is for you guys, because you guys are closer than any of us fans. Each one of you guys, who do you think should be our prime target? Our star player's 26, not even approaching his prime years yet. Who would you say, in your own individual opinions, you two guys, who do you think should be our prime target now that we have deep pockets?
All right, that's a great question. Yep. I would argue you already got him. I think when you went and traded for Luka, then you are positioning yourself now to keep him forever.
Right.
And now it's a question of who do you get to come play with him?
Sure.
And I've said this till I'm blue in the face. I'll say it again. Last year it was Luka. Year before that it was Dame. This year, someone is going to move that you don't see coming. It happens every year. That a big-name player out of nowhere says, I want out. And so I think stay tuned, because now the Lakers are in every conversation.
In every conversation. I think all bets are off now in terms of their options. Now, they got certain limitations based on the salary cap, et cetera. But you wonder if maybe they're able to, on the come with Mark Walter taking over, if they're able to go into the second apron now.
Right.
Which could be. Let's go to our friend Jacob Arani's on the line. Jacob, you're on 710. What's up, Jacob? Oh, we don't have him. All right. I thought you said that, Laura. No.
Yes, well, they told me.
Not at all. All right. Let's do Super Crosstalk then.
Okay.
Yeah. If you are just tuning in, the Los Angeles Lakers have been sold by the BUSS family to Mark Walter.
I'm doing a celebratory dive.
Are you going to jump in? Excellent. I'm going into the $10 billion, the price that Mark Walter paid for 66% of the Los Angeles Lakers. All the details are kind of shuffling in. We'll bring Giordano in here next. He's at the finals. Cappy's going to be along with his take. All that stuff coming up for you with some Super Crosstalk. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
And you'll never forget the day you heard the BUSS family is selling the Los Angeles Lakers. ESPN Shams Charania is reporting that the buyer is Mark Walter, the CEO of TWG Global, and the price is $10 billion. We're talking about it on your home of the Lakers, 710 ESPN, and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Breaking news on 710 ESPN is powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for coupons and locations.
Collectors, Front Row Card Show is back at the Pasadena Convention Center on June 21st and 22nd. Biggest show ever.
Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards.
Plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books.
CGC and JSA will be there.
So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade, or get them graded. More than 500 tables, thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it. Front Row Card Show, Pasadena Convention Center, Saturday and Sunday, June 21st and 22nd, 11 to 5.
For more info, go to frontrowcardshow.com.
That's frontrowcardshow.com.
The biggest event of the summer is coming to Honda Center. Saturday, June 28th. Most Valuable Promotions presents global boxing star Jake Paul on his path to becoming world champion. Taking on Mexico's former world champion, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. In the co-main event, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez defends his world titles against Cuba's knockout artist, Yuniel Dorticos. Former boxing and UFC champ Holly Holm returns live from the Honda Center on Saturday, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
All right, listen up. Whether you're out for a walk, hitting the gym, or just tackling your day, in this LA heat, chafing is no joke. Take my word for it. That's why you need Highlands Chafing Relief. This stuff is a game changer. Goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, and stays put even through sweat and water. No greasy mess, just all-day protection. If you've already got some chafing, Highlands soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. Don't let chafing slow you down. Grab Highlands Chafing Relief at Walmart or Target right now.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk. Presented by Coors Light. Coors Light. Made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Hey, everybody's in the house today. What's up?
Hey.
What a day. Big day, huh?
What a day, man. Crazy.
What a day.
Yeah. Could you
So,
imagine all this is – so I'm finding all this stuff out about like 45 minutes to an hour before it breaks.
Yep.
And there was literally – John, you'll appreciate this because you deal with a lot of weather stuff sometimes when you're on the road. A tornado.
You were part of a tornado watch.
Yes. No, not – I mean, I literally saw it. I saw the tornado outside the window.
You got some
Yeah.
video of it?
Yeah. Well, I didn't take video of it, but other people did.
Oh, you got to send it to us.
And, it
Or you
was
can turn
nuts.
on CNN.
Like these trees, John, were like literally 90 degrees, and it was wild.
And
So,
by the way, George, I mean, no game tonight, thank God. The
Yeah.
game is tomorrow night.
Yeah,
right?
right.
So hopefully
And
you'll be tornado free by the time that happens.
well, we escaped Tornado Alley with a tornado warning, and we get it here, which isn't really a normal occurrence. So the funny thing is, the reason everybody was getting to understand what was transpiring in about an hour was because we were all having to shelter in place. So we were all stuck together, and then and there had been rumblings about it, but then it was like, no, it's happening now. Like, we're reporting.
Yeah, what's weird is, we got tipped off a little while before, too, and we were like, okay, there could be something coming. There might be something coming.
That person got
There could
tipped
be a
off
big
at the
story.
same time we all did. Yes.
I think so. I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, real quick, I want to bring in, because we didn't do Game of Games today, and he is the biggest Lakers fan we know. Jacob Barani's on the line with his reaction. Jacob, what's up, man?
Oh, my God, guys. What a day in Lakerland.
You know what this?
Go
ahead, Jacob.
What I was saying is this is so exciting, and I know everyone keeps talking about $10 billion, but I can pretty much guarantee you that Jeannie has had a lot of offers regarding selling this team at very high numbers. And I think at the end of the day, even though she sold, this is still her baby. This is still, the family's baby, and they wanted to make sure that they sell it to the right owner who's going to be able to take this into the next generation, into the next hemisphere. And what better than this ownership group that's already showed us that they're not afraid to spend $1 billion on Shohei Ohtani or do whatever they need to do in order to bring championships to L.A. I mean, man, it's sunny all over L.A. today.
Jacob, and the other thing is that, and George, you're in the middle of this, with the NBA Finals. When Oklahoma City, when those guys bought the Sonics, they lied and said, hey, we'll keep the team in Seattle. But they had no reason to. Now, Jacob, we have an owner that's successful in Los Angeles, understands Los Angeles. The fans know them. They know the fans. Yep. I'm excited for you as a business partner of the Lakers. And thanks very much for checking in with us.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Jacob, and we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, bud.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Go Lakers.
All right, and I think Dave McMenamin is online right now. McTen, what's going on, man?
They're calling him right now.
Oh, they're calling him right now.
No, we're calling him. Mace.
You're calling him. Okay, cool. Yeah.
How is the house?
Oh, my God, this is the most beautiful house. The pool, we were just in the pool. It is
No way.
like
I see
it
you
is
in
like
the towel.
room temperature. It
Yeah,
is such
the pool's
a
awesome.
nice pool.
Johnny, you didn't get in?
I did.
Oh, yeah, he did. He
all
just
right.
got his shirt back on.
I went in before
He was
Mason
first.
did.
All right, got it.
Yeah, it's 88 degrees here, and so this pool is awesome.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's and the whole backyard, and Richard Crasnick, who from Ficky Sports, who made the donation to Children's Hospital, has been an incredible host. Yep. And then we had this bomb go off.
Yeah.
In which Richard used to work for the Lakers. So, I mean, he's right in the middle of this with us. And, Laura, do you say we now have
Yes,
Dave?
we have Dave.
So
now
Dave McMenamin is joining us now. Dave, how much of a surprise was this to you?
The timing of it in this moment was surprising. I didn't necessarily until earlier today get wind that this was imminent. However, from the moment that Mark Walter bought into the team in 2021, this was a clear possibility, especially what we've seen what's happened with the Dodgers. And now you start to piece together the other things that have happened since 2021. Mark Cuban, who Jeannie Buss has had a great relationship with over the years, selling his majority stake in the Mavericks in 2023. And then with Grossbeck, who's literally a business partner with Jeannie Buss on their tequila brand, selling the Celtics just a few months ago for $6.1 billion. There's conversation that we had between Jeannie and those two guys who have really been, two of our closest confidants in the NBA ownership group community over the last 20 years, recognizing you can get out while the getting's good.
So, yeah, and obviously this is real cash money that the Buss family is going to be winding up with here. I'm curious, do you know anything about the dynamics of who voted what and how that went down with the 6 Buss kids?
No, I do not. Quite frankly, I don't know, Mace, if this was something that the way the trust was set up, there needed to be a vote. That is what we are, kind of in the process of reporting on right now.
Okay.
I don't know what parts of the franchise governorship can come down to unilateral decisions by Jeannie and what would require a vote from the family members. You'd think something like this would require a vote from the family members, but I can't say that with a degree of certainty at this point until I have more conversations. But obviously a couple of things that are very significant right off the bat. The fact that from the very beginning, when we can confirm this story, that Jeannie will be in a governorship role moving forward. That is significant. And you could say it's for the press release, it's window dressing, but, that means that the Buss family will have some sort of legacy moving forward still attached to this franchise. And if you want to look at it in the most positive way possible, you still have the sensibility and the care of the family that has turned this team into a point of civic pride and an international dynamo with the deep pockets of a billionaire and his business acumen that's already proven what they can do with another civic pride type of team in this town of the Dodgers.
Dave, when we're talking to Dave McMenamin, do you have any sense, and I know this is early to be asking this, but there are several people that work for the Dodgers that have NBA experience. Stan Kasten, the team president, used to run the Atlanta Hawks. Lon Rosen is one of Jeannie Buss's best friends. He started in the NBA. He's running the Dodgers now. Magic Johnson is, of course, over there. Do you sense that those guys, the people that are on Guggenheim's payroll now, will have a role with the Lakers moving forward?
I already had a league source suggest to me that it would be an obvious for Lon Rosen to be involved in the day-to-day. And so, for folks who don't know Lon listening in, Magic Johnson's former agent, close friend of Magic's as well. And again, just about anytime you go to watch a Laker game and you see those seats across from the Lakers bench in the second row, you see Lon next to Jeannie and next to Linda Rambis. And so, yeah, certainly Lon would be someone I would think, at least for the transition here, would be a vital member. As for, Kasten, Magic Johnson, et cetera, I think that remains to be seen.
Do you have any sense for I'm just going to ask it this way. Mark Walter has a lot of money. The Lakers have a roster to build. Do you have any sense of how much access they have to additional spending? Could they spend more this summer because Mark Walter has stepped in now?
No, not really. Like, the new CBA doesn't really work that way. Like, the more you spend, the more you're penalized. And so once you go up towards the second apron, you are penalized by losing draft picks. You're penalized by not being able to aggregate salaries in order to make deals. And so in today's NBA, that's not the true advantage you get from having someone like the deep pockets that Mark Walter has. Look at Steve Ballmer. It's not like the Clippers could just go out and buy anybody that they want because they have the Microsoft ties that Steve Ballmer has. It doesn't work that way. Back in the day, like, sure, if it was just a 1-to-1 luxury tax penalty, man, this would be the greatest news ever. Where it does come into play is, okay, there's no salary cap on how many international scouts you can have, no salary cap on what type of amenities you can have in terms of weight room or strength and training and medical staff, no salary cap on the amount of assistant coaches you can have on your staff, video,
analytics
scouts,
department, all that stuff.
Analytics, all that stuff, right? And so that's a way that, again, the affectionate way the Lakers have been referred to in my entire 20-year career covering them is that they're a mom-and-pop organization. There's certainly some charm in that, and I'm not trying to cast aspersions on that. I think that is a very cool part about the Lakers story. But we know sports have changed. And you look at the dollars involved, and when you have new ownership groups coming in and, listen, their NBA team isn't necessarily what their business is. It's a toy for them.
Right.
To have kind of an organization now running the Lakers that has not only the deep pockets, but the experience using those deep pockets in the climate that is pro sports in 2025, I think could really benefit this team moving forward.
Dave,
Dave. Oh, go ahead, George.
Let me ask a quick question. And the answer it's too soon. You don't know the answer to this just yet. But do we know about any reaction internally from JJ or LeBron or Luka or any of the players or anyone involved in the organization that you've been able to chat with about their reaction to this?
No, sir. George, I haven't spoken to any of the players. I don't think this changes anything for LeBron James. He still has a player option coming up at the end of the month. I would still anticipate him opting in to be a Laker for 25-26. And this, LeBron has very openly spoke about his aspirations of being an NBA owner at some point. What better resource to have than, you start talking to Mark Walter and picking his brains, and, obviously LeBron being able to say, I have a stake in another franchise too over across the pond in England as well. And learn best business practices and things like that. I don't, quite frankly, I don't think there was ever much kind of jeopardy in terms of LeBron leaving the Lakers this summer. But I don't think this changes his decision-making process at all.
All right. Hey, Dave, listen, we appreciate you jumping on. Know you're busy. Know you got stories you're working on, all that kind of stuff. But we'll talk to you soon, and thanks for the info.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
All right, there's Dave McMenamin from ESPN.
And we're getting ready to hand it over to George Sedano and Scott Kaplan. Sedano is in Indiana for the finals. And as you mentioned, George, you've been under a tornado warning, so everybody's kind of been buttoned down. But from what you can tell, I know your phone's working. What's been the reaction around the league to this?
I think many people stunned. Again, there was some, to Dave's point earlier, there was some chatter, even here at the finals, that this could happen. But not imminently, not like it was going to happen right away. The idea was maybe this will happen in the offseason here at some point. Once the finals are over, there'll be more chatter about it. it was kind of put on my radar, and it's funny because I was just like, it's not the first time we've heard that could be a possibility, so it's just kind of like, I don't know, we'll see. And it's definitely not going to break during the finals, and of course that's exactly what happened.
Sure enough. Sure enough.
Which is amazing. That's an amazing part of this whole story is that for all the talk about who's in, who's not into the finals, how it's doing, et cetera, the Lakers have literally just stolen the headlines of the finals. Not necessarily like maliciously or intentionally, but they just did.
Yeah. How about this? The NBA has stolen a couple of things. I mean, obviously the Lakers stole it here, but remember the NBA stole the Super Bowl that week leading up to the game because of the Luka trade.
I was there, yeah.
So the Lakers have stolen the headlines at two major events, the NBA Finals and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, crazy.
All right, Sedano and Cap coming at you next. They'll have more on the breaking news. The Lakers have been sold for $10 billion. It is the most expensive sale of a professional sports team ever in the history of North America.
And thank you to Richard Crasnick. It is our 710 backyard experience today. We had a fantastic time. Beautiful home. We appreciate the big donation to Children's Hospital Los Angeles. We'll see you back here tomorrow at noon. Shadano.